things in Mr. Erdlatz's office.
Mr. Erdlatz, the general manager?
Yes, and they were talking about your aptitude test.
Oh, I guess I goofed, huh? I never can do those things. In the first place, they're silly, idiotic, ridiculous.
No, you made a terrific score.
Yeah, but you gotta admit they're accurate.
I heard them say you just missed 90%.
90%.
Gillis, there you are. Last but not least. Congratulations, old man. You made the team.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Erdlatz. Thank you.
Don't thank me. Thank Gloria. We've been having Dobie Gillis without donuts all week. It was either hire you or lose the best little coffee girl we've ever had around Lumpkin.
Yes, sir. She's been an inspiration, sir. Well, where do I start, sir? Production? I've got a lot of zingy ideas how to double the output.
Well, no,
curve.
Gillis, it won't be
Instead,
production.
Personnel, management, public relations. The quicker I get an overall grasp of the
No,
big picture.
Gillis, no. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put you in our cutwood residue collection and relocation program.
Oh, sounds like a challenge, sir. What do I do?
You sweep up the sawdust and put it in the furnace.
Sweep? I'm a janitor?
Glad to have you aboard, Gillis.
So I took a job at the lumber company. I know what you're thinking. If I wanted to be a janitor, I could have stayed home and swept Dad's grocery store. The difference is, at the lumber company, you get paid. And besides, it was a challenge. I wasn't going to be a janitor for long, because the way I look at it, nothing can hold you back as long as you've got ambition, drive, and initiative. I was on my way to the top. What could stop me? Hi, Mr. Erdlatz.
What are you doing? What is this
Just
thing?
a little conveyor belt I rigged up, sir. It cuts sawdust burning time down 3.7 seconds.
Just a minute, Gillis. Do I understand you constructed this contraption on your own initiative?
Yes, sir, just an
Well,
experiment.
get it out of here. What do you think this is?
Sir, it didn't cost the company a cent. I get my power from this old bandsaw.
Bandsaw? Bandsaw? So this is where it is. We've been looking for this thing all over the plant. Gillis, do you realize you cost us a whole morning's production on orangewood cuticle sticks?
Yeah, but I thought...
You're not being paid to think. As a matter of fact, you're not being paid. I'm docking you 1 day's wages for this.
Yeah, but sir...
And get rid of this monstrosity!
Are you all right, Mr. Erdlatz? Are you all right, sir?
Gillis, oh, that does it.
You mean...
I mean you're fired. Gillis, take 2 laps around the furnace and turn in your broom.
Erdlatz, please. He was just trying to show initiative, sir.
What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be in the cafeteria or something? It's almost lunchtime.
Well, yes, sir, I'm just going. Oh, and by the way, the boss's daughter's looking all over for you.
I forgot about her.
Oh, Mr. Erdlatz, how about him?
Yeah. How about him, huh?
Mr. Erdlatz, give him another chance. After all, he did get a good grade on his aptitude test.
Whoever told you that is Dingy's a clock shop.
Well, I heard you say so yourself.
Me?
Well, you said he just missed 90%.
I said he missed 90% of the questions. I mean, according to our figures, you've got an IQ of about 8.7. That's just 2 decimal points lower than the garter snake.
All right, so I got a little mixed up on the true and false part.
He always puts the X's in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Oh, besides, Mr. Erdlatz, it's practically inhuman to fire somebody after just 2 days.
Well, maybe you're right. Besides, if I fire him, who'll hire him? You become a public charge, and there go the taxes again. All right, Gillis, you're still on the team.
Thank you, sir.
Don't thank me. Thank Gloria. She saved your job for you. But it's the last time. From now on, you're on your own. One more fumble, you're out of the game.
Don't worry, Dobie.
Me worry? It's little setbacks like this that make me all the more determined to claw my way to the top, even if Mr. Erdlatz does think I'm some sort of a scroungy, low-down, knuckle-headed schnook.
You rang? Like hi, Dobe, like hi, Gloria. How's the big lumber typhoon?
Maynard, that's tycoon, and what do you want?
Man, Dobe, you sure are getting forgetful. You left your lunch right on the table. Your mom sent me over with it.
Oh, thanks a lot, Maynard. I'm awful hungry.
I'm not.
You're not hungry? How come?
I just ate your lunch.
Maynard!
It's all right, Dobie. You can have lunch with me in the cafeteria.
But aren't you...
I'll be finished serving in half an hour. We'll practically have the whole place to ourselves. I'll fix it up with the cook.
Oh, that's too much trouble.
But I want to. It'll be a little party, a little welcome to Lumpkin party. Whistle. I've got a flight. See you in the cafeteria, 30 minutes.
You know, Dobe, I never thought I'd ever say this about a girl, but that Gloria, she's like a real human being. I mean, she's sweet and kind and good and helpful. And if you want to go for her, you got my blessing.
Is that you talking? You, Maynard G. Krebs?
Look, Dobe, this in no way constitutes an endorsement of girls in general, just this one particular chick. I say if you want to go steady with her, go.
Well, to tell you the truth, Maynard, we're practically going steady now. We've been out 2 nights in a row, and I like it. I'm getting sick of different girls all the time. It's ridiculous. It's for the birds. It's wow. It's wow? Yeah, boy, is it wow.
Hello, Miss Lumpkin. Can I do something for you?
As a matter of fact, yes. Mother's holding her annual Give a Basket to the Poor charity bazaar, and we need some lumber to build booths.
Why, of course, Miss Lumpkin. Just pick out anything you want, and I'll have it sent over after lunch.
But can't I take it now? I brought the station wagon. Well, all I need is one man to come along and help.
Hello, may I be of service?
Excuse me. You volunteering?
Yeah.
No overtime.
Yeah.
You'll have to go way up to Miss Lumpkin's house with her.
Yeah.
I've got your man for you, Miss Lumpkin.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Atlas. I'll go get the station wagon.
Hey, Dobe, how come?
How come what, Maynard?
How come you're getting all gussied up?
Who knows, Maynard? We might have to stop for a bite somewhere, a bottle and a bird. It is lunchtime, you know.
But what about Gloria?
Gloria who?
Gloria who? Gloria who you're never going to forget because she's so nice to you.
Don't be funny, Maynard. I know who Gloria is. I just wasn't listening, that's all.
Yeah, Gloria who's going to give you a nice little welcome to Lumpkin party.
Maynard, will you stop with the Gloria who? Just because she got me a job, you act like we're going steady or something.
But you said that you know...
Maynard, I'm donating my lunch hour to charity. Is that a capital offense?
I bet you wouldn't be donating no lunch hour if it was for some poor old lady instead of that slick society chick whose father's going to make you into a big lumber baboon.
Maynard, that's tycoon.
No, in your case, baboon.
And do you really think I'd double-cross a nice girl like Gloria just to get to the top in the lumber business? Maynard, never mind. You just go over to the cafeteria and tell Gloria.
Tell her what?
Tell her the truth. Yeah. Tell her I'm helping a poor old lady.
Yeah, you better watch out for that poor old lady.
Go, Maynard.
No, Dope, I know them sneaky society types.
So long,
She'll
Maynard.
cream you like cauliflower, good buddy.
Goodbye already, and trust me. Ah, my dear.
Oh, excuse me. There was a workman
I
that
just
was
slipped into something a little bit more comfortable.
Yours?
Yeah, Dobie Gillis at your service.
Oh, you're kind of cute.
And you are the sun, the moon, the stars, all miracles and legends incarnate in form divine.
It's corny, but cute.
Your eyes are peak holes in the walls of heaven. Your teeth the tiny keys of some elfin celeste.
You know something?
Speak to me, sweet lips.
You're so far out, you're practically back in again. And I thought it was going to be a dull summer.
To work. Well, like I said, all you need to claw your way up that old ladder of success is ambition, drive, initiative, and American know-how. Also, it doesn't hurt to get close to the boss's daughter.
Yes. Definitely, yes.
You mean,
You fit into my plans. You're so...
debonair,
well, no.
dangerous,
Not exactly.
charming, devil-may-care,
Obsolete.
obsolete?
What I mean is that they don't make boys like you anymore.
You know, thanks a lump.
Well, you're so homey and comfy. Like deep dish apple pie, galoshes.
Is that good?
Oh, for me, that's good.
Oh, Pamela.
Over here, Daddy.
Good, good. I see you got the lumber.
Thanks to Mr.
Now we can
Gillis.
start
Dobie,
building
I'd
a
like you to meet
platform
my
for the
father.
design. Oh, well, how do you do,
sir?
Mr.
How do you
Gillis?
do?
Did you have much trouble getting up here?
All it took was a little ambition, drive, and initiative.
Ambition drive?
Mr. Gillis works for your daddy, and this is my mother.
How do you do?
And just what do you do at the company, Mr. Gillis?
He's a janitor.
Oh.
But he won't be for long, will he, Daddy?
Well,
Oh, Pamela, I do wish you'd get over this Pygmalion complex of yours. A janitor, really?
I was just telling Mr. Gillis about your Give a Basket to the Poor charity bazaar.
And I hope it's a great success, ma'am.
Well, if it is, I shall see to it personally that your family gets a nice full one.
I don't think I understand, Mother. Mr. Gillis is going to be my escort.
He is?
he is?
I am.
No, you most definitely are.
A janitor? Oh, dear, the papers, our social position, this will never do.
Well, that's what I was thinking about, putting Mr. Gillis in the junior executive training program.
Oh.
Junior Executive Training Program?
Well, I suppose it is the only answer. Woodrow?
Oh, I suppose I can hammer him in somewhere. We better go have a talk with Mr. Erdlatz.
I'm sure he'll be delighted.
What did you say your name was?
Dobie Gillis.
Dobie Gillis?
He doesn't sound too...
Oh, don't worry about a thing. You see?
Yeah.
Well, Gillis, I just told Mr. Erdlatz the good news, and he's very happy. Right, CJ?
Well, happy isn't exactly the word.
Here, just give me the ball, sir. I'll hit the line. I'll smash through for a touchdown.
All right, Gillis. Time out. Now, the game doesn't start till after lunch. See me in my office at 1.
Yes, sir. Gee, Pamela, I'll never forget you for this.
Oh, this is just the beginning. I've got plans for you, Dobie. Big plans. See you tonight.
Tonight? That'll
That'll be what?
That'll be fine.
You wait.
Well, tie my shoe. I can't stand untied shoelaces. It's kind of a mania with me.
Uh-huh, it must be.
Oh, it is.
You're wearing loafers.
So I am.
See you at 8.
See you at 8.
Nutty as a Chi-Chi bird. But cute.
Oh, hi, Gloria.
Did you do something?
Oh, no. Look, Gloria.
Maynard
I
told me.
Told you?
Oh, helping a poor old lady with a charity bazaar. Oh, Dobie, I think that's wonderful. You're all heart.
I am.
Just for that, you get homemade fudge tonight.
Tonight?
Well, you did say you were coming at 8, didn't you?
8 o'clock?
Oh, is that too early?
Well, no, it's fine. Except, well, you see,
Oh, well... Dobie, instead of making it 8 o'clock tonight, let's make it 7:30. We'll catch Daddy right after dinner when he's full of food. You know, it's never too soon to start thinking about another promotion.
that'll be fine, Pamela.
See you then.
Yeah, look, Gloria, try to understand.
I do. I understand good.
Well, what are you going to do? There I was with 2 girls more or less ape about me. On the one hand was Gloria Mundy, one of the sweetest kids who ever hit the pike. And on the other hand, there was Pamela Lumpkin. And if you don't think she's got her points, you haven't been paying attention. If I take Pamela out, I'm a heel to Gloria. On the other hand, if I take Gloria out...
You're a janitor again.
Believe me, Pamela, she's just an old friend. Don't you trust me?
Not to give you a short answer, but... No! I thought you were seeing that Gloria.
Believe me, Pamela, she's just
Gillis.
an old...
Oh, hello, Miss Lumpkin. Gillis, did you process those personal recommendations I asked for?
Oh, yes, sir. I whipped them up this morning. Here they are, sir.
Good. Keep hitting that line, Gillis. Keep hitting it hard.
Yes, sir.
You'll make the varsity yet. Gillis. I understand there's to be a prize for the best costume tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah, the charity bazaar. I hope nobody else is going. Is King Henry VIII?
Henry VIII, you, sir?
Yeah. Gillis, I understand Miss Lumpkin is going as Cleopatra, you lucky dog. Gloria, I don't want to tell you your business, but your cup goes underneath the spigot.
Here's your costume. And try to be there a little early tonight, because I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Dad had some good news for you.
Good news?
Another little promotion coming up?
Maynard, don't frighten Miss Lumpkin. Au revoir, my dear.
Like, hi, Dob. Hey, what's that?
It's my costume for the charity bazaar Mrs. Lumpkin's giving tonight.
Bazaar? I like parties better.
Maynard, a bazaar is a party.
What do you know? Can I come?
I'm sorry, Maynard. It's invitation only.
Oh, I don't mean like joining the fun with the rich people and be socially accepted. I mean like peek through the bushes.
Oh, well, I guess that'd be all right.
You're all heart, Dob. How can I ever thank you?
You can thank me by not bugging me during business hours. Now, what do you want, anyhow?
I'm sorry, Dob, but I had to see you.
What for?
Don't you notice anything different about me?
No, Maynard.
Look at my feet. I'm not wearing my sneakers. I'm wearing my old army shoes with the real hard toes. You want to know why?
No, Maynard.
Here's
look.
why. That's for being a dirty rat double-crosser and twanging on Gloria Mundy's heartstrings like they were strung on a busted-down zither.
Now, Maynard, you cut that out. I'm not either twanging on Gloria Mundy's heartstrings.
Oh, no? Then how come she's out in the hall pouring coffee all over her feet just because you dropped her like a hot tomato?
Maynard, that's hot potato. And who elected you, Miss Lonely Hearts, anyhow?
Ah, Dope, I just hate to see you packing like a real human being like Gloria for some slinky society chick. So it's going to boost you up the ladder of success and make
Maynard, enough. In the first place, she's no slinky society chick. And in the second place, it just so happens I'm very fond of Pamela. And in the third place, why shouldn't she give me a helping hand? Let's face it, I need all the help I can get.
I'll buy that.
I don't have any special skills or talents. Don't agree so fast. All I'm trying to say is that if Pamela likes me and wants to help my career, why shouldn't I let her? I might never get a break like this again.
I apologize, Dope, for thinking all those mean and rotten things.
Thank you, Maynard. Your vote of confidence comes at a...
Gillis, about these personnel reports here.
Something wrong, sir?
No, they're all fine, all except this last one, this Gloria Monday. It's kind of unusual to transfer a waitress to our South American plant. No, you wouldn't be trying to get rid of Gloria Monday for any reason now, would you?
No, sir, no. I just thought the change might do her good. Nothing like 5 or 6 years in the tropics to put roses in a girl's cheeks.
Yeah. Well, when I told her about it, she dropped the whole tray of jelly donuts. Yeah.
Jelly donuts? Yeah, I'm sorry, sir.
They're all fine here, all except Miss Monday. I think we'll keep her in the Northern Hemisphere.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like adios, rat.
I'd like to have a word with you, Gillis, before the guests arrive.
Yes, sir?
I've been checking with Mr. Erdlatz concerning your progress, Gillis.
Yes, sir?
Why, it's phenomenal, my boy. Phenomenal. Yes, sir. You've got lumber in your blood.
Thank you, sir.
As a matter of fact, I was thinking that maybe someday, providing you and Pamela continue to hit it off, well, you could be...
Yeah, yes, sir. You were saying, sir?
Oh, it can wait till later. Here come the ladies, bless them. My, don't you look nice? Both of you.
Good evening, Mrs. Lumpkin. Good evening, Pamela, my
Come
sweet.
along, Woodrow. The guests are arriving. You too, Pamela.
I'll be there in just a minute. Dobie, dear, why don't you go get yourself something to eat?
Oh, good idea. Gloria? Gloria, you're working here?
Why not? I'm a waitress, true.
Gloria.
May I
Gloria.
help you, sir?
Gloria, I've been meaning to have a little talk with
Some
you.
caviar, patty de foie gras, cheese.
Gloria, I know you think I'm just a rat in a mouse suit.
Gillis! Come over here. I want you to meet some people.
You better shove off, Dobie. It's not going to do your career any good slumming with the hired hands.
Slumming?
Be on the society page, personality boy. Remember, there's always room at the top as long as you've got ambition, drive, and no conscience. And you don't care whose heart you break.
Gloria. 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 Thank you, Gloria.
For what?
You've made me see what I've become. Don't go away. I'll be back the minute I've done it.
Done what?
The decent thing. Pamela.
Oh, Dobie, come on. Guess who just got here? Teddy and Bunny and Kiki and Baba and Boo Boo.
Teddy and Bunny?
And Kiki and Baba and Boo Boo. They just flew in from Bermuda. Come on, you're just gonna love them.
No, I'm not Pamela. Because I'm not going to meet her.
What?
I'll make this fast, Pamela. The surgeon's quick knife is kinder after all.
Oh, Dobie, you've been at the champagne.
No, Pamela. What I'm trying to say is we're finished.
Finished?
It isn't that I don't like you, because I do. You're beautiful and sweet and the kind of girl I always dreamed about. The trouble is I can't figure out whether it's you I love or the Lumpkin Lumber Company.
I see. You've been talking to that waitress.
Yes, I have, but that's not the point. The point is...
But if you're going to be successful, you're going to be successful on your own, not because you're the boyfriend of the boss's daughter. True?
True.
Dobie, there's something you don't understand. I don't care if you're successful. I want you for yourself.
You mean you'd be poor with me?
Oh, happily.
You'd live on frankfurters and beans, do your own housework, make your own clothes?
Oh, I'd take in washing if necessary.
You?
Well, why not? I've done it lots of times.
Like when?
Well, once when I was on a camping trip, I did my own socks.
Really? All by yourself?
Okay, so I'm used to servants and luxuries and the finer things of life.
But you're willing to give them up for me?
Oh, I'm willing to try.
And if it doesn't work?
Oh, it'll work.
And if it doesn't?
Well, we'll simply ask Daddy to give us a little help.
Like maybe build us a little cottage, just 14 little rooms, and put a couple of cars in our garage. Little cars, of course.
Dobie, I don't mind being poor, but I don't think there's any need to be ostentatious about it.
Pamela, you really are a wonderful girl, and maybe I'm a jerk not to grab you.
What do you mean, maybe?
Okay, I'm a jerk.
Dobie, I wish I could say I admire your independence.
But
what I really think is that you're some sort of a nut.
But no hard feelings.
None. And if this sudden attack nobility should wear off, there'll be a light burning in my window just for you.
Thank you, Pamela.
Ladies and gentlemen, Will you please line up for the Grand March and the judging of the costumes?
Gloria, I've got some wonderful news.
You just sprained your ankle.
No, Gloria, I've just had a long talk with Pamela, and I've reached a decision. No more junior executive training. No more using people to get to the top. Everything's going to be just like it was before. In short, Gloria, I'm yours.
Mine? Oh, gee, Dobie, I'm touched.
I knew you would be, my dear.
But not enough.
Not enough? What do you mean?
I'm sorry, Dobie, but it's gone. I've dropped my last jelly donut over you. It just isn't there anymore.
But you did care about me.
What I cared about was a nigger ambitious kid with a lot of crazy dreams and the guts to make them happen. Or at least try to make them happen. I wasn't figuring on a sellout.
But I told you, Gloria, I kicked it.
For how long?
For as long as you'll stick by me.
No sale. The guy I want doesn't have to have somebody to stick by him. All he needs is his own hands and his own head and his own heart.
Gloria, I'll do it. Will you wait for me?
Well, I can't make any promises.
Okay, no promises, but tell me this. Do I have reason to hope?
Well, you're alive, aren't you?
Sure.
Well, where there's life.
There's hope?
Ladies and gentlemen, the grand prize for the best original costume goes to the young man dressed as a chimney sweep.
No.
Well, Rag,
No.
a junk collector?
No. I'm Maynard G. Krebs, and I wasn't even in the contest. I want to go home.
Tonight, 80s? Yes, my lamb, 80s shall be fine-ish. Until then, my angel.
Like hi, good buddy.
Maynard, I'm a little bit busy.
Hey, Dobie, you notice anything different about me?
No, Maynard. Maynard, you're gonna kick me again?
It all depends.
Depends on what?
I'll show you. Hey, girl, come on in. Hey, Dobe, are you sorry he was such a louse and a rat and a skunk to Gloria?
Yes.
He says he's sorry he was such a louse and a rat and a skunk to you.
I'm sure he is.
Well, I ain't. Hey, Dobe, you gonna try not to be such a louse and a rat and a skunk to Gloria from now on?
Now look.
Yes or no, good buddy? Remember, I still got one hard boot.
Yeah, all right, yes.
He says he's gonna try not to be such a louse and a rat and a skunk from now on.
Thank you, Maynard. I'll take it from here.
Oh, watch it, girl. He's a terrible liar.
Maynard.
Oh, I know Dobie is, well, shall we say opportunistic?
Shall we say sneaky?
And I thought it all over. And I really can't find it in my heart to be mad at Dobie. For I know deep down he's a good person.
Him? Oh, come now.
And Dobe, if you'd still like to go out with me, I'd be proud and pleased.
That's fine, Gloria. I'll give you a call.
When?
Soon.
Tonight.
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm kind of tied up tonight. You see, I've got this exam in chemistry tomorrow.
You ain't taking chemistry.
Did I say chemistry? How silly of me. What I meant is...
What you meant was you got a date with that slinky society chick.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have.
Maynard, you're a meddler.
Girl, Bill was my dearest friend in the world, and you're like right. I mean, he does have good stuff inside of him. I mean, he's like loyal and decent and honest and true. But every once in a while, this crummy spell comes over him, and like I said, there's only one thing to do.
Maynard, what'd you have in mind?
Dobe, do you want to know where my other army boot is?
I don't think so. Look, Gloria. His heart. It empties his wallet. Just look how falling in love changed me. The minute it happened, I started to treat my loved ones differently. My mother, my father, my good buddy Maynard.
Dope, good buddy, the way you treat me, it's awful.
Maynard had a point. I was so busy being in love that I simply didn't have time to remain the sweet, kindly, considerate fella I've grown to know and love. But I could never get so involved that I'd ignore Maynard, my dearest, truest, most faithful friend.
Dope, I'm in deep, terrible, horrible, rotten, fearful trouble, and if you don't help me, I'm going to throw myself headstrong off a bridge.
Good work, Maynard. I'm proud of you. Sue Ellen, my angel, who says we can't be married immediately? You see the terrible crimes that a fella can commit in the name of love? I ignored poor Maynard when he needed me most. And if you watch closely, you'll see how it got everybody into more hot water than a whole picnic of hard-boiled eggs. Remember in history how they taught you that Nero played the violin while Rome burned? Well, a violin isn't exactly my cup of tea, but I was making my own kind of beautiful music while Maynard was setting fire to my life. But here's what really bugs me. That whole carload of headaches could have been avoided if only somebody'd been willing to help him out.
Maynard, I am willing to help you out. Just show me which way you came in.
I was just leaving. I came here to talk to Doe, but I know he ain't here because if he was, you'd be hollering at him.
Well, Dobie's very busy these days, you know. He's the second assistant editor of the school newspaper.
That's what I want to talk to him about. I'm taking this journalism class so I can be a writer for a newspaper, and I want to do good at it.
Naturally.
But I'm flunking.
Naturally.
Thank you, Mrs. G. Your confidence is indeed heartwarming.
Don't mention it.
But Mr. Pomper says if I write a story good enough to get printed in the school newspaper, he'll give me a passing grade.
And you want Dobie to help you. Well, I'm sure he will. He's a very cooperative boy.
No, that he is.
And you know how much he likes you, Maynard.
Because he is not too bright.
Oh, for joy, because if Dope helps me, he'll save me from a fate worse than death, namely work. Work! I'm going to go see Professor Pomfret right now and tell him I know I can write a real good story, because every day my English is getting more betterer and betterer.
True, Mr. Krabs. If you keep up that progress, you may soon reach the heights of illiteracy.
Gloriosity, you mean I got a chance to pass, Mr. P?
Yeah, that's right, Mr. K. Dean Magruder here has asked me to give you one last chance by letting you write this story.
You will try to do it right this time, won't you, Mr. Krebs?
Oh, yes, sir, Your Deanship, yes.
See, Krebs, it is important to the entire school that you pass this journalism course.
Yes, I'm very lovable.
You're very something, Mr. Krebs. Not only that, but if you fail one more course, you will set a state record for the greatest number of flunks in a single regulation-length semester. Now, this is hardly the kind of honor this institution is looking for. Need I remind you?
Oh, you needn't. Don't worry, I'll do my best. I'll put every ounce of my head into it.
That's what I was afraid of. Mr. Pomfret, I leave the matter in your hands. Courage, man.
Mr. Krabs.
Yes, Chief?
The newspaper writing that we study in this journalism class is very difficult. It's not a game for children or boneheads.
That lets me out two ways, but please, won't you help me anyhow?
Mr. Krabs, you are free to leave this office at any moment. You don't even have to ask permission. Well, I tried. Mr. Krabs, are you familiar with verbs and adjectives?
Like no.
Nouns?
Like no.
Adverbs?
Like no.
You still think you can write a good newspaper story?
Like no.
Like I rest my case?
Like bye.
Oh, no, Mr. Krabs, please. Yes, come back. Come on, Mr. Krabs. You do deserve another chance. I believe that. I really believe that. Forgive me. Sometimes I'm a bit hasty and thoughtless.
No, you ain't.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are.
I should have quit when I was ahead.
You blew it, huh?
Maynard! At ease. Now, please, Mr. Krebs, if you really want to try to raise your journalism grade by writing a story for the school newspaper, I see no reason why you shouldn't give it a try.
Well, thank you, Your Professorship.
Of course, I also see no reason why you shouldn't flunk.
You're all heart, sir.
Yeah, how about that? But back to your problem. Now, try to pick a colorful subject, one that will interest the entire student body.
Yeah. Hey, how about if I wrote about the football team?
Yeah, well, no, Eddie Clyde's already taken that.
The basketball team?
Dan Grimble has that.
The music department?
That's also taken.
What's open?
The anthropology department.
I'm leaving.
Mr. Krebs.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Krebs, why do you give up so easily?
American know-how.
No, Mr. Krebs, you've got to hang in there, boy. Now, anthropology can be a fascinating subject.
You mean all them bones and skeletons and faucets?
That's fossils, and I'm not going to let you back down. Now, I have every expectation that you can do an outstanding job.
Me? Oh, come now.
And I know what I'm talking about.
You? Oh, come now.
Now, never mind that. You just get over there to Dr. Burkhart's office in anthropology, and I'm sure that she'll be happy to give you a lead on the interesting work that they're doing there.
Maybe if I find a real big story, it'll keep me from flunking, huh?
Yes.
A story everybody want to read.
Yes.
You don't really mean that, do you?
No.
Now, I don't want to cop out of getting blamed for what happened to Maynard. I mean, I want to, but I can't. Too many witnesses. But it's not 100% my fault. Take Dr. Burkhart, for instance.
Something fascinating going on in the anthropology department? Oh, come now.
Nothing, Dr. B?
Nothing, Mr. K. And, take off that silly eye shade. You look like you're ready to deal.
Hey, Dr. B, what about all these shields and, swords and shrunken heads? They look like they were left over from somebody's skull-cracking wing ding.
Well, as a matter of fact, they were used in battles, but...
Like, wow, what a scoop. Right here in the anthropology department. I mean, who'd have thunk it?
Mr. Krebs.
I mean...
Mr. Krebs, what is it?
I scared myself.
It's only fair. You've been scaring the rest of us all semester.
Like, thank you.
Like you're welcome.
Like I'm dead.
Like true. So are the fellas who used those weapons for about 1,000 years.
So I ain't gonna get no story for the newspaper, and I gotta go out and face the hard, cruel world and vice versa. And believe me, that ain't gonna be easy for either of us.
Beneath that education-proof exterior, staying in school means a great deal to you, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, ma'am, sir. It's a matter of death and life.
Indeed.
Maybe both.
I do wish I could help you.
Well, then just don't stand there. Zoom off and get me a story.
Well, Mr. Krebs, I'm anxious to do what I can, but I must admit that writing about the anthropology department isn't as interesting as writing about, shall we say, the football team?
Like, true, but I ain't allowed to write about football. I gotta write about you and anthropology.
A pity.
Hey, I got it.
What?
Dr. B, you turn out for football.
Are you finished?
Boy, am I finished. No scoop, no story. I mean, it's like bye college, a low unemployment bill.
Mr. Krebs, I have an idea that may give you the kind of story you're looking for.
Yeah?
Of course. Why didn't I think of it before?
Yeah, what's the matter with you?
Mr. Krebs.
Like, oops, sorry. Fire when ready. I'm ready. Go, Wubba.
Now, get this straight. My anthropology class is going to study the native rituals of the Marquesas Islands. We start next Friday.
Gotcha. How do you spell that?
M-A-R...
No. Friday.
Mr. Krebs, please, just let me tell you what we're going to do.
Clue me.
I'm cluing. Now, instead of merely reading from books, the class will actually recreate a native tapua, a ritual ceremony. Isn't that fascinating?
That's the word, fascinating.
And the class and I will wear authentic costumes that I brought back from my last expedition to the islands. Oh, that's an exciting idea, wouldn't you say?
I ain't saying.
Now, Mr. Krebs, this is the real thing. Nothing phony.
Boy.
What do you think?
I think you ought to go for football so I can write a real story.
We will perform ceremonial dances, not the T formation, and we will drop the subject immediately. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have work to do. Oh, stop standing there like a sick spaniel and go write your story.
Okay, I'll do my best, but I'm no optometrist about it.
You ain't no student of the English language, neither. But give it the old college try, Mr. Krebs. We're all behind you. Here's a photo album with pictures of a couple of my expeditions. Now, you might find something in here to help illustrate your article.
Hey, Dr. B, how about this one?
Oh, and what do you want, Mr. K? I'm afraid all the pictures are pretty blah.
Blah ain't exactly the word. It's more like wow.
Mr. Krebs, this may turn out to be one of my more spectacular mistakes, but may one inquire what you are doing?
One may.
Thank you.
One is writing one story for one school newspaper.
One sees.
And one's making sure what one is writing is writ right, not writ rotten.
Mr. Krebs, you are a gem.
Yeah, I'm kind of cute.
True, but why are you sitting at that typewriter?
You gotta be kidding. Whoever heard a reporter not sitting in his typewriter when he's writing his hot flash?
But you're not typing.
Naturally, I don't know how to type.
But you're sitting there at the typewriter anyhow.
Naturally. Whoever heard of a reporter not sitting at his typewriter when he's writing his hot flash?
Mr. Krebs, may I make one statement?
One may.
I surrender.
Well, sooner or later, one always does.
How's your story coming?
Great.
Fine.
Beautiful.
Good.
I need help.
No, Mr. Krebs. Negative. Now, I am very anxious for you to write an outstanding story and get it printed in the school newspaper so I can give you a passing grade in journalism, but I can give you absolutely no help.
Okay, Mr. P, if those are the rules and you want to be mean and rotten. Mr. P?
What now?
How much absolutely no help you're going to give me?
All right, Mr. Krabs, read me the first sentence in your story. But that's positively as far as I'll go.
Next Friday, there will be a very nice and interesting demonstration in a nice and interesting classroom of a nice and interesting Dr.
Stop, Mr. Krabs. Those are terrible words.
I got to wash out my mouth with soap?
No, I simply mean that they are flat and weak and colorless words. Now, when we're writing newspaper stories, we have to use strong, forceful phrases, not dreary words like nice. Take this downtown newspaper, for instance. Now, it may not be great literature, but it's brimming over with flavor and spark and excitement. That's why people read it. Take, for instance, this review of the movie that opened yesterday at the Bijou, 1001 Arabian Nights.
Ooh, I seen that picture. It's real nice.
There's that nothing word again, nice. Now, look at the words that they use in the paper to describe the picture. Wild, unbridled, pagan revel, raw, primitive, pleasure mad. Do you understand, Mr. Krabs?
Yeah. I got to go see that movie again.
The same principle applies to any subject. Now, look, here is a story about the state beauty contest with a picture of the winner. Now, how would you describe her?
Nice. Pretty, cute, muscular.
Now, listen to the words they use. Dazzling, bewitching, captivating.
I can't use any of them words, Mr. P.
Why not?
Can't spell them.
And this is just what you need, Mr. Krabs. Don't be afraid. In here you will find the right words, and you will find how to spell them. Now, I have to rush off to the print shop. After you finish writing your story, if your friend Mr. Gillis thinks it's good enough to run in the school paper, in it goes, and I will give you a passing mark, as I promised.
Mr. P? Mr. P? Mr. P?
Yes?
You are extremely raw and primitive and dazzling.
Mr. Krabs. Goodbye.
Next Friday, there'll be a very nice and interesting... Oh. Some of them wishy-washy words. Let's see, I better change nice and interesting to, yeah. Wild, unbridled, pleasure-mad, pagan revel. Yeah. Let's see. The demonstration will be put on by the nice, brainy Dr. Imogene... Nice, brainy? That's even more washy and wishier. Better change that to, yeah. The pleasure-mad revel will be put on by the dazzling, bewitching, captivating Dr. Imogene Burkhart.
So the storm clouds were starting to gather. The disaster was starting to get disastrous. Now, one fella could have stopped all the trouble simply by not okaying Maynard's story. Who was that fella? Namely me. And what was that fella doing? Pursuing his favorite pursuit, namely a girl. When Maynard shoved that story in front of me to sign, all I saw was blue eyes, golden hair, and the face of an angel. Not Maynard's. At a time like that, I would have signed a petition to redraft me and put me on permanent KP. Yep, I signed Maynard's story. And that makes me one of the great goof artists of the 20th century. I mean, I make Wrong Way Corrigan look like Mr. Wonderful. On account of me, Professor Pomfret reached a rather startling conclusion. Maynard had written a readable, printable, grammatical newspaper story.
Take your story and photograph over to the press room, Mr. Krabs. Tell him I said it was okay to run it in tomorrow's edition.
Don't you want to read it first? I mean, my little gem is beautiful.
No, that won't be necessary, Mr. Krabs. I trust Mr. Gillis's judgment. After all, I appointed him as assistant editor of the student paper, and I'm an excellent judge of character. I'm due at the gym in 5 minutes for the faculty volleyball game, and I never miss it. How do you think I keep the old stomach in shape?
Overeating? Oh, what a good day for that lovable newspaper man, Maynard G. Krebs, and for the school newspaper, and for that tantalizing, alluring, sultry, voluptuous Dr. Imogene Burkhart, and for the whole S. Peter Pryor Junior College.
I may just burn down the entire S. Peter Pryor Junior College.
Herbert, you're jumping to conclusions.
Winnie, this is a conclusion I do not have to jump to. I can get there by crawling. Oh, I tell you, Winnie, that school is a hotbed of monkey business and carrying on.
Oh, slow down, Herbert. We don't know all the facts.
Facts, Max. Who needs facts? Listen to this. Mad, unrestrained revel, unharnessed savages, pleasure-mad students, and get a load of the picture of that teacher. No, I wonder what she teaches. Look at that in the topless, bottomless, backless, frontless. Here, look at it yourself.
Well, Herbert, Herbert, even a teacher may go swimming.
Yeah, and even a teacher may take a bath, but you shouldn't have her picture taken doing it. Oh, and to think that our son, the son of Herbert T. Gillis with the Good Conduct Medal, is a student at that fun house.
Herbert, where did you get this copy of the school newspaper?
I stole it out of Dobie's lunchbox. It was for his own good, oh, Winnie. Where is our poor boy right now?
Why, Herbert, you're going to make yourself sick if you carry on like that.
I got a right to carry on like this if they can carry on like that. Oh, our boy, our poor boy.
Now, Herbert, listen to me. Even if there is something bad going on at the college, I'm sure that Dobie has enough strength to resist it.
You think so?
Why, of course he takes after his father, doesn't he?
True.
We better get over there quick.
Mr. Gillis, have you read...
You bet we have, Mrs. Grindle.
It's a good thing I stole this paper from my daughter's purse, or I never would have known what those sneaky kids were up to. Well, it was for our own good. Oh, my poor baby. I knew some evil influence was working on her the way she's been acting lately.
Well, no offense, but it's your own fault if she's running around with the wrong crowd. Why, right this very minute, she may be out for all you know with some low-down character.
I wouldn't be surprised.
See?
She's with your son.
Well, our boy is one boy that you don't have to worry about. He has great inner strength and can resist temptation.
You bet he can.
I'll say he can.
Like heck he can.
Herbert, you can't just rush over to the college like a wild bull. We have to have a plan of action.
No, you're right, Winnie.
We'll march straight to the dean of the college and demand that he fire this Burkhart woman.
Right, and if he won't do it, we'll go over his head. We will go higher. We will go to the football coach. Right, and we got plenty of evidence here to get rid of her. Wild pagan revel, too.
See the dean.
Right, and I want to see my Dobie.
Yeah, and I want to see that Dr. Burkhart.
Herbert!
What I mean is, I want to see that Dr. Burkhart.
I want to see that Maynard G. Krebs.
Have no fear, Dr. Burkhart. You'll be given every chance to defend yourself against the serious charges brought against you.
Yes, but will Mr. Krebs be given every chance to defend himself against the serious shot on the head I'm going to give him?
Don't try to pass the buck, girlie.
Girlie? Mr. Gillis, I happen to be a Ph.D. with degrees in archaeology, anthropology, and geology from major universities all over the world.
But this doesn't stop you from monkeying around in your spare time, does it, girlie?
Oh, Dean Magruder, this is eminently unfair. I've been teaching in this college for 8 years. There's no reason why I should be on trial like this. You know what kind of work I do. Dean Magruder, our children are your responsibility. I consider it a gross neglect of duty that you've allowed this shocking revel to take place. It hasn't taken place yet.
But when it does, it will be a Lulu, huh, girlie?
No, I only meant... Oh, Mr. Gillis, you just got me so angry and upset I feel like something the cat dragged in.
You rang?
Mr. Krebs, I would like a word with you.
Sure, Dr. B. I got lots of them. Which one do you want?
Oh, Mr. Krebs.
How about tantalizing or provocative? I got a pleasure, man.
Mr. Krebs!
Yes, sir, Your Highness?
You are responsible for this article, are you not?
Yes, sir. I read every word of it.
And every word of it is a lie.
I never saw that story before in my life.
May you tell us the truth? Did Dr. Burkhart say those things or didn't she?
I cannot tell a lie, ma'am. Yes, she did.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Krebs. Dr. Burkhart said that she was going to have, and I quote, a raw, primitive, pagan revel?
Yes, sir, she did. Almost.
Aha! In other words, she did not say exactly these words. You admit that?
I do?
Oh, let's cut out all this polite sparring. Everybody knows Maynard's telling the truth. He's too stupid to lie.
This incident has already stirred up a good deal of unpleasantness, thanks to Mr. Krebs.
You're welcome.
Yes, the state director of education has phoned me 3 times. I received 24 resignations from the alumni associations, and dozens of irate parents have called me. No, yes, I've been asked to appear on What's My Line? So it's imperative we get to the bottom of this case. I have the perfect solution.
Now, fire that alluring, bewitching troublemaker.
Oh, no, Mr. Gillis. I'm going to give her every chance to prove that she didn't plan the rebels that this article says.
Well, congratulations, Dean Magruder. It's about time Dr. Burkhardt had a chance to speak for herself.
Not speak, Mr. Pomfret. Dance.
Dance?
Like dance?
Dance. Dr. Burkhardt, I want you to demonstrate the dance for us just as you intend to present it.
No.
Scared to gallivant around in front of the boss in those glorified BVDs, huh?
Mr. Gillis, shame on you.
This proves that she is guilty. Out she goes, Deanie. Out, out.
Dean Magruder, I stay or leave on my record as a teacher. My dancing has no bearing on this.
Hear, hear.
Where?
Professor Pomfret, I'd advise you to watch what you say. Since you allowed this article to be published in the first place, your position is rather shaky for the time being.
And since I wrote the article, I'm kind of shaky too, huh?
Yours is the shakiest, Mr. Krebs. True or not, this article reflects most unfortunately on the dignity of this college. And while we're at it, there's one more person who has contributed to this unfortunate situation.
Throw the bum out.
The assistant editor of the school paper, who officially okayed the story so it could be printed.
Throw the bum out.
Herbert!
Throw the bum out.
His name is Dobie Gillis.
Now, just a minute. Just a darn minute.
I'm not going to fight this anymore. If the administration of this college has so little confidence in its teachers that it refuses to take a firm stand on this issue, then it isn't the sort of college with which I care to be associated. I quit.
Well, if we teachers are going to have to shiver in our boots every time some neighborhood crackpot, no offense, Mr. Gillis, gets a cockeyed idea, then I quit too.
Me too.
Mr. Krebs, a student can't quit.
Then I flunk. It's more natural anyhow.
I'll second that.
I'll be back with the rest of my things tomorrow.
Dr. Burkhardt, excuse me. Is this the costume that you were planning to wear for the dance?
Yes, and my students were going to wear the same sort of thing.
Herbert, this is the shocking garment that you've been complaining about.
Well,
Why, that would cover a dozen dancing girls.
Probably even 10.
I really did expect something a little different.
And all they're going to do is shuffle around thusly.
Oh, Dr. Burkhardt, my husband owes you an apology, don't you, Herbert?
wait.
Don't you, Herbert?
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I guess I was kind of miserable.
I'll buy that.
You should have thought for a moment before you started yelling and complaining.
Dr. Burkhardt, you were right. You've been a fine teacher, and that's all that counts, of course. So please stay here with us, huh?
Please, I'm getting pretty misty, Dr. B.
Very well, Dean. I'll stay. And what's more, you're all invited to my class on Friday. We're having a dance.
Thank you. Very nice to come.
Like Maynard was out of the woods. However, let me point out, that's what Little Red Riding Hood said. But the wolf had different ideas. You see, the decision had to be made on Dr. Burkhardt's wild, primitive, pagan dance.
This dance is called a heiau, our marriage ritual.
This is what I made all the fuss about.
Like true, my Aunt Walter does a racier dance than that.
I got such a big mouth.
Like true.
Don't agree so quick.
You know something, Mr. G? You look like disappointed.
Who asked you?
What's the matter?
You're right, Maynard. I'm disappointed.
confess that this isn't quite so tough as you might imagine. Because the human beings I go out of my way to help usually look like this. Or this. So how come all of a sudden I find myself helping a fellow human being who looks like this? I'll tell you how come. It's because I'm a civic-minded, public-spirited, responsible citizen of my community. That's how come. And also because Dr. Burkhardt, she's my sociology professor over at the junior college. Because Dr. Burkhardt pointed out a very interesting fact.
You will either do it or you will flunk the course.
Does that go for me, too, your teachership?
Mr. Krebs, when the subject of flunking comes up, you are automatically included.
Oh, I thank you, doctorship, because I sure be ungruntled to be left out as an honorable group.
You are both on the verge of failing the sociology course. But if you make good working with the children at the settlement house, then you may remain in this class.
Like bye.
Yeah, Maynard. But the settlement house is down on River Street, Dr. Burkhardt. That's the roughest neighborhood in town.
Yeah, like Switchbladesville.
Oh, Mr. Krebs, you exaggerate.
Begging your pardon, but I don't. I mean, down there, when they watch the Untouchables, they root against Elliot Ness.
Mr. Krebs.
I mean, any kid down there with teeth is a sissy.
Mr. Krebs, at ease, and you are 100% wrong. I work at the settlement house myself, and I've never had one bit of trouble.
You're probably murdered with a tire iron.
Doesn't matter. Dr. Burkhardt, I'm worried about that neighborhood, too. If I went down there, I'd feel sort of, uneasy and apprehensive, and what's the use? The word scared stiff.
Good thinking. And anyhow, what do we know how to work with little tykes at a settlement house?
Oh, more than you suspect. You see, it's a verified fact that children in their formative years with problems involving insufficient inner security are aided by guidance from those in an age group with whom they share a satisfactory community of interests and adequate social affinity.
You took the words right out of my mouth. And if them are the words you've been using with them little kids down on River Street, man, they must be even more at sea than me, because I've been treading water for the last 10 minutes.
Well, in that case, I have a statement in language I'm sure you will understand. It's very simple, and it applies to both of you. Either...
volunteer to work at the settlement house, or we flunk.
Precisely. Any questions?
Yeah, just one. How do we get there? So Maynard and I began our careers as pals to the boys at the River Street Settlement House. We knew that once we got into the swing of things, it'd be fine, rewarding work. So we plunged in with boundless enthusiasm.
The only way you're going to get me down there is over my dead body.
All right, so Maynard was slightly reluctant. But I quickly pointed out that by refusing to help, he was being selfish and ungenerous and un-American.
Yeah, how about that?
That's when I brought up the heavy artillery. I looked Maynard straight in the eye. Yeah, not the easiest thing in the world to do. And I said, Maynard, if you don't help out at the settlement house, Dr. Burkhardt will flunk you in sociology, and they'll throw you out of school, and your father will make you go to work.
Work? Oh, quick, aim me toward the sentimental house.
He meant settlement house, but at last he was on the right track. So we aimed ourselves toward River Street to meet the cute little kids who were eagerly waiting for our help.
You creeps are gonna help us? Oh, come now.
You bet we're going to help you poor little miserable product of your poor miserable environment.
Hey, mister, can I ask a question?
Sure, anything a little pathetic heart desires.
What kind of rocket you been hiding under?
Hey, Dome, how old are these little tykes?
Around 11, why?
Because man is sure going to have a tough time making it to 12.
Boo!
Be strong, Maynard. Sure, it'll be tough, but Dr. Burkhardt gave us an assignment, and doggone it, we're going to carry it out.
Like, true, but how you going to make sure they don't carry us out first?
Now you're talking.
Hey, Dobe, wouldn't it be much easier if we flunked? Huh?
No, Maynard, we're going to fight this through. Are we not men enough to overcome a couple of little problems?
Like, true, we are not men enough.
Maynard.
Okay, we're men enough.
Right, both of us.
Right, both of us, except me.
Hey, fellas, which way's Dr. Burkhardt's office?
Up there. Tell the doc that the only reason we came here today is on account of she promised us ice cream. And where is it?
Okay, we'll tell her, you poor little ill-fed chowhound.
We'll also tell her that Krebs and Gillis are here, so she has no more problems.
Dr. Burkhardt, you got a problem. Either we have some kids hanging around this settlement house, or we're going to have to close the whole place down.
Oh, Mr. Hawley, I know attendance has been disappointing, but it takes time to get a new settlement house running properly.
Sure, Doc, but the kids in this neighborhood haven't got time to wait. I know. I grew up on this block.
Me too, Doc. We built the settlement house on account of we wanted to help the kids in our neighborhood. But I never see any of them in here.
Yeah. They act like this was an off-limits reform school.
Gentlemen, I assume that you have confidence in my qualifications or you wouldn't have put me in charge, so you'll simply have to rely on my judgment.
Sure, we got confidence in you, Doc. After all, you got more degrees than you can shake a college at. And you write books that got to be good because I don't understand a word in them. But where's the results?
Please be patient.
For 3 months now, we've been patient, but we're coming to the end of the line. Now, my associates here and me, we're in business, and we know when a product ain't selling.
You're out of business.
Right, out of business.
Right, way out.
Mr. Hawley, we are constantly introducing new techniques to stimulate attendance. Today we begin a special favorite of mine. It's called psychodrama.
Psycho what?
Psychodrama, Mr. Hawley. It is a form of group therapy that encourages the children to relieve their inner tensions by acting them out.
Well, couldn't they relieve it by throwing a basketball around or jumping into the pool that cost us a cotton-picking fortune?
Mr. Hawley, an athletic program is only the beginning. These children need additional help.
Okay, Doc, you're the doc. Well, we got a big investment here to help the kids. And I want to see this joint jumping when we stop by here again tomorrow, if you see what I mean.
Yes, I'm afraid I do see what you mean.
Yeah, more kids.
Yeah, hanging around.
Now, I hate to put it on the line to you like this, Doc, but helping these kids is very important to us. I want to stop every one of them from growing up to be a crummy, shaggy, no-good bum.
Hi, Dr. Burkhart. We're here.
And not a minute too soon. Doc, I've seen underprivileged kids before, but this one tops it all. He needs instant help.
Oh, begging your pardon, your prosperity ship.
No, Mr. Hawley, that's Mr. Krebs, one of the students from the college. Both boys have volunteered to work with the children.
This type is going to help kids?
Like ready and eager and willing to serve, sir.
Doom.
Don't you worry, sir. We've been studying up on how to handle kids.
Like true. Last night on the Late Late Show, we watched Boys Town 3 times.
Oh, brother.
I know exactly what to do if a kid shows up which looks exactly like Mickey Rooney.
Come on, man, let's get out of here before I start crying over what's happened to my old neighborhood.
Like hail and farewell, you tycoon ships.
Let's keep this to ourselves, huh? If it ever got out, this whole neighborhood would be turned into a disaster area.
Nice fellows.
When do we start helping with the kids, Dr. Burkhart?
Yeah, we want to reform them into happy little merchants.
Mr. Krebs, that's urchins, and I just want you to observe. We're starting a group in psychodrama.
Psycho what?
Maynard, everybody... Psycho what?
Psychodrama. Come with me, I'll show you how it works. I had to promise the children ice cream to get them here today, but I know they're going to be very happy when they hear about psychodrama.
Cookie drama? I'm cutting out of here on the double.
Did you notice the deep-rooted reluctance to enter into an unfamiliar learning situation? Completely predictable. Now, children, the purpose of our experiment is to relieve our suppressed aggressions by articulating their basic causes. The actual enunciation of the anxiety in itself functions as a cure.
You took the words right out of my mouth, and you can have them.
Hey, now, come on, fellas, cut the clowning. You all know what Dr. Burkhart means. If you don't feel too good, sometimes talking about it will make you feel better.
You're kidding. No, go away.
On occasion, you may feel an inner hostility resulting from some external irritant. And when this happens, how do you feel?
Like utterly confused.
Listen, Dr. Burkhart's just trying to help you feel better.
What for? I feel great.
I mean, feel better inside.
Inside, I feel even better than I do on the outside. So let's check out of here. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute, fellas. Wait. I've got an idea. Sit down. We'll make a game out of this. Now, in this game, we'll pretend you feel real mad about something. When you feel that way, what do?
I sock my little brother.
Distinctly antisocial. You see, the purpose of psychodrama is to make you stop striking your little brother.
But I like socking him. It makes me feel good on the inside.
But how does your little brother feel?
Mad, so he socks my little brother.
And what does he do?
He kicks my little sister.
What disgraceful conduct.
Gee, I'm getting all misty.
I can't blame you, Mr. Krebs. Witnessing the behavior of these children is enough to make a person cry.
No, ma'am, I'm crying because I'd have no little sister to kick. I mean, it's pitiful to be another privileged child.
Hey, he's all right. How come he ain't sitting out here with us?
Order. We will have decorum here.
Which do you want, ma'am? Order or decorum?
Come on, fellas. Now, let's quiet down. Now, you'll see what a ball this psychodrama can be.
Now, we shall continue our experiment. I want each of you children to act out whatever happens to be bothering you at the moment. Pete, you may go first. Do whatever you feel like doing. Oh, what on earth are you doing?
Scramming out of here. That's what I feel like doing.
You get back to yourself. Jim, I want you to assume the role of Pete's mother and express your thoughts as he seeks to escape.
You gotta be kidding. Bye!
Jim, look, it's a cinch. Just tell us what you think Pete's mother would say to him when he started to scram out of here. Make a game out of it.
Oh, Oh, why didn't you say so? Probably something like, hey, come on back here, you trip, or I'll break your arm.
For shame. Is that the way a mother would talk?
Mine does.
Quiet, quiet, all of you. Mr. Krebs, will you play the part of the mother?
Oh, no, not me, please, your blackboard-ship. I'd never be able to hold my head up in the boys' locker room again.
That's right. Krebs, every word you speak brings you closer to flunking.
I'd rather flunk than be somebody's mother. I'm not built for the part.
Quiet, all of you.
Hey, Pete, I'm your mother, and I'm giving you orders to start a stickball game in the alley.
You bet, Mother dear. I don't want no whipping, and you pack a pretty mean wallop.
Are you kids going to get out there and start that game without your dear, sweet, little old gray-haired mother gives you a belt?
Come on, guys. Wait, come back here.
Oh! Come back, you ungrateful ruffians. You come back here.
They're gone, Dr. Burkhardt.
No offense, but I think you're mixing up their poor little heads with all that talk about inner tennis shoes.
Mr. Krebs, that's inattentions, and I'll thank you to keep your ill-considered opinions to yourself.
Yeah, Dr. Burkhardt, Maynard didn't mean that the way it sounded.
Sure I did, Dobe. That's why I said it.
Very well, Mr. Krebs. Out. You are an insufferable, inept, unruly bungler.
I never said I was perfect.
Out!
Dr. Burkhardt, listen, please.
Yeah, please, your educationship. All I
Mr.
was
Krebs, must I show you the door?
No, ma'am. I already seen a door.
I'll go drag the kids back, Dr. Burkhardt.
Oh, don't bother, Mr. Gillis. After what happened, none of them will ever come back. And why should they?
Dr. Burkhardt.
I have no right to speak to Mr. Krebs or the children that way. It's just that I'm trying so terribly hard to get through to them, and I just can't seem to do it.
Yeah, I won't have any trouble bringing Maynard back. He might be mad for a while, but he's kind and gentle, and he'll get over it in a hurry.
I'm mean and rotten. I ain't never, ever gonna get over it. That teacher, she done me dirt, kicking me out of school and disgracing me and tossing me out into the cold, cruel world that scares me, not to mention vice versa, and making me go to work. Work! Like, woe is me. Like a lass and a lack, and like a lack to a lass.
Hi, Maynard.
What are you doing here, Maynard?
Maynard, how come you're just sitting there like a bump on a log?
You rang? Oh, like, hi, little wretched offsprings of your wretched surroundings.
So you walked out on old Doc Burkhardt, too, huh?
Man, what a drag she is.
Like, right, but she can't help it. For opener, she's a grown-up, and you know how much trouble grown-ups have. Like, true?
Like true.
I mean, 100% of the headaches, and 102%, that's almost twice as much of the spankings are caused by grown-ups. Like, true?
Like true.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all the time saying how much they want to, let us have fun, and then they keep thinking up sneaky tricks to stop us from having fun. Like, true?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, baking a dreamy apple pie that kids get stomach aches from eating too much of. Like, true?
Right.
Yeah.
And wearing them big, tall hats that kids got walloped for throwing snowballs at. Like, true? And I mean, inventing movies that the kids go to see and spend all their time so they can flunk in school. Like, true? Grown-ups, who needs them, huh?
They're troublemakers.
Yeah. And you know something else, little moppet types?
What?
I ain't never gonna be a grown-up. I'm gonna think of a way to stay exactly like I am forever.
Hey! Maynard, if anybody can do it, it's you. Hey!
Gentlemen, I'm proud and pleasured and honored to be one of you. Hey, man, is this the greatest?
You've never done this before, Maynard?
No, I told you I was underprivileged. At my house, nobody else an old dumb bathtub.
He didn't even go home that night to sleep. I didn't find him until the next morning. What a job. And when I finally did locate him, I ran into a job that was even tougher.
No good, buddy. I ain't even here ever. Maybe longer.
Maynard, you've got to come back.
Nope. The only way they're going to get me out of here is over my dead body. I like it here, and they love me.
Maynard.
No, Dobe, here, I'm a human person. I have dignity, statue.
Maynard, that's stature, and you've got it at home, too. And what about your home? Your folks will miss you something awful.
Me? Oh, come now.
Maynard, let me put it another way. If you stay down here, who's going to feed you? It's not easy. You know how you eat.
Yeah, I'm a bottomless pit with a beard.
True. So if you stay, you'll be piling a heavy load on somebody. The people down here just can't afford you.
Oh, yeah, it'd be wolfing the Doorsville. I mean, taking food right out of the little toddling's mouth. I mean, starving the hand that feeds me. I mean, spreading hunger like wildflowers.
Right.
And ruining everything if them real nice people were trying to help me.
I'm afraid that's how it'll be, Maynard.
And there'd be waifs, wasting away on account of I'm eating their milk and drinking their porridge.
Hi, Maynard, buddy. Let's go and hack around, huh?
Don't talk to me. I'm a murderer.
What are you talking about, Maynard?
Oh, nothing. I just gotta leave River Street, so it's like hail and farewell, kidlings.
Leave River Street all you can, Maynard.
Look, I'm sorry, Muffin, but it's just got to be done, so, like, bye.
Maynard, you're a regular Pied Piper.
Pied who? You promise you ain't bugged with me, your diploma ship?
No, Mr. Krebs, I am not bugged at you. I had no right to fly off the handle as I did, and I apologize for what I said.
Then you don't think I'm insufferable, inept, and unruly?
No, Mr. Krebs, not even slightly.
Oh, that means I'm sufferable, inept, and unruly again. Oh, for joy, for joy.
Thank you, Dr. Burkhardt. Believe me, Maynard and I will pitch in like crazy to help you with these kids.
Well, I appreciate that, Mr. Gillis, but I'm afraid it's too late.
No, no, ma'am, no. In a couple of days, those kids will forget all about what happened and start dropping around again.
Oh, no, in a couple of days I'll be gone. And Mr. Hawley and his committee are going to drop in again this afternoon, and if they don't find the place jumping, they're going to replace me, and they have every right.
Gee, that's awful.
Gee, I'm getting all misty again.
I'm getting all misty too, Mr. Krebs. This work is my whole life. It's all I have. I don't have a family or children of my own, and working here with other people's children is my whole life. But I'd better stick with the books from here on in. I'm a whiz at theory and a dunce at practice.
No offense, Dr. Burkhardt, because you're a fine, helpful person, but maybe the reason you're having trouble with the kids is because you talk to them like a professor. And boy, that'll lose them, but quick.
I see.
Yeah, I'm no expert, but I was thinking that maybe if you talk to them in language they can understand, you know, kind of like I talked to them a while ago, then they might start paying attention and get some good out of what you're trying to tell them.
Well, thank you for your suggestion, Mr. Gillis. It's a pity I won't have a chance to put it to use.
Of course you will, won't she, Maynard?
Where did he go?
I don't know. He's gone. Just gone.
Gone. Real gone. That's the kind of real human being Dr. Burkhardt is.
Ah, gee, Maynard. She makes us stand around pretend to be someone we ain't.
She's trying to help you.
Nah, she's a pain.
Sure. Anything that's going to help you is going to hurt. You know, like medicine, right?
Yeah.
Huh? Okay, then I want all you guys to come with me over to the settlement house and get helped, even if it hurts.
Do we have to, Maynard?
You have to. Now, her ladyship has been trying to help you poor, pitiful products with this poor, pitiful environment, and she's been running around knocking herself out just trying to save you. I don't see how you can just stand there and not come back. Somebody got a handkerchief. I get too misty.
Hey, I never seen a grown man cry before. It's spooky.
All right, man, come on, let's push on. Come on.
Doing what Maynard wants us to. He wouldn't steer us wrong. He digs us. Maynard's the best friend we ever had around here, ain't he? Yeah. That's what I want to hear. So when he says mush on, what do we do? Mush on.
But why leave now, Dr. Burkhardt? Something could still happen before Mr. Hawley and those other men get here.
Oh, thank you for your cheerful thoughts, Mr. Gillis, but I've long since given up expecting miracles. No, I'll feel better getting out now while it's still voluntary. A little later on, I'd be leaving by popular request. You know, I had a lot of bright, shiny hopes for this settlement house a few weeks ago, but sometimes things happen that...
Like, hi, we're back, me and my friends.
Mr. Krebs, you are a Pied Piper.
Pied who?
Maynard, I'm proud of you.
Yeah?
All right, you cats, grab a seat and aim your ears to the doctor's ship.
Thank you, boys, for coming back. And thank you, Mr. Krebs. You are a fine, considerate gentleman.
Me? Oh, come now.
Now, children, we will resume our experiment with the psychodramatic approach. The primary purpose of the psychodrama is to relieve the inner pressures that foments conflict in the unconscious. Boys.
Yeah, Dr. Burkhardt, you were going to use a different approach, remember?
I know, Mr. Gillis, but I just can't seem to do it.
Oh, try, Dr. Burkhardt, please, try.
Hi, Doc. Say, you got a great bunch in here. The place is really loaded, just like we like to see it.
Right. Oh, good afternoon, gentlemen. We were just beginning our psychodrama session.
Go ahead. Don't pay no mind to us.
Yeah. Let's see how this stuff works.
Yeah.
Children? Fellas, I know we all got things that bug us. So what we want to do now is try and find out a way to get unbugged. Just ask yourself, what's the thing that bugs you the most? Like pesky kid brothers, and homework, and no television after 9 o'clock.
Pretty smart of the doc, talking to them in their own lingo.
Plenty smart, J.H.
I just remember I picked her. Brilliant, J.H. Brilliant.
Now, let's give it a try. Jim, what's the thing that bugs you the most?
Doing dishes. Man, that is the lowest.
Yeah, that's low, all right, but not as low as shoveling snow.
Yeah, especially in the summertime when there ain't no snow.
I can tell you kids something lower than that. Carrying in coal.
All right. Now, let's put some of these things that bug you into a little play. Jim, let's pretend that it's right after supper. All the other kids are out playing, but your mother won't let you go.
How'd you know?
American know-how. Jim, assume the role of Pete's mother.
Me? The mother?
Sure. Put yourself into her shoes. Try to think like her. Mr. Krebs, you be Jim.
Hey, Ma,
Yeah, Jed?
I finished dinner. Can I go outside and hack around?
No, go wash the dishes.
I don't wanna.
Wash her, I bet you.
Oh, gee, Ma, I want to be like the other kids, go out and break a couple of windows.
Wash first, break later.
Gee, why?
Yeah, why don't my sister do them?
Yeah, Doc. Why doesn't his sister do them?
Yeah.
Well?
Yeah, Jim, how old's your sister?
Next month she'll be 2.
Yeah, I rest my case.
Jim, remember you're supposed to be your mother in this play. Now, if you really asked her why she made you wash the dishes, what do you think she'd say?
Well, she'd probably say she works hard all day, cooking and sewing and like that, and she's pushed. And I'm sorry you made me do this, because all of a sudden I see she's right.
Yeah, come to think of it, so was my ma. Lots of years ago.
Yeah. What about babysitting?
What about emptying the trash?
Okay. Now that you all dig psychodrama, does anyone have a psychodrama of his own to suggest?
Yeah.
Okay. One at a time, chums. The line forms right here.
Hey, Ma, you can leave me stuck here with all the dishes?
Yeah, Maynard, we already finished that.
Who's Maynard? I'm Jim. All right, come on.
I gotta hand it to you, Doc. You got a mighty sharp operation going here.
Yeah, them college kids ain't bad at all.
Oh, gentlemen, those boys belong at the head of the class. Any class.
If you say so, Doc.
Right, J.H.
You bet, J.H. And J.H.,
Yeah?
I'd like to get on the line. I got a problem, too.
Who ain't?
You know something? I'm getting pretty misty. Mr. Krebs! Oh, Mr. Krebs!
Yes, your teachership?
I want to tell you how much I appreciate what you did for me at the settlement house.
Yeah, I was pretty good, wasn't I?
Good, you were wonderful.
You're right, I was wonderful.
I've spent half a lifetime studying delinquency, but it's you who has the real understanding.
Well, it takes one to know one.
No, Mr. Krebs, I can tell you the reason you do so well. I can tell you in one word. Heart. You're quite a fellow.
Well, you ain't so bad yourself, Dr. B. You ain't too good looking, but you got a nice personality.
Thank you.
I don't mean you're bad looking. I mean, if you kind of put a veil over your face, you might be okay.
Oh, you're very kind. It's been a pleasure working with you.
Oh, forget it, Doc. And if you're ever in trouble again, never fear. Maynard's here.
I was so hoping you'd say that, Mr. Krebs, because as a matter of fact, I do need your help again.
Oh, just name him my teacher, and Maynard G. Krebs will come to your rescue.
Well, it's very good of you.
I'm like a real human being. What's your problem, Doc?
I have just received a grant for the most exciting new project. This time we'll be working with genuine hard case delinquents. This is a project, Mr. Krebs, that requires initiative, perseverance, and yes, even courage.
You came to the right man, Doc. Where are we going?
State prison.
State prison?
Mr. Krebs, I've always said that there is no such thing as a bad boy. Well, if there's no such thing as a bad boy, how can there be bad men? And with your help, I intend to prove it. We'll go to state prison. We'll live among the poor, misguided inmates, win their confidence, find out the deep-rooted causes that have reduced them to this present pitiful condition. Oh, it'll be hard, I know, and even dangerous. Mr. Krebs? Mr. Krebs?
gold in my head, like I got now, everything goes to pot. Just let me get laid up for 2 or 3 days and wham, the whole world crumbles. Take, for example, Zelda Gilroy. To Dobie with love, 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 Zelda. She's wig for me, that girl. I'll confess that I don't treat her too great. In fact, I'm usually telling her to get off my back. I like her, you understand, but love? Negative. So I keep trying to lose Zelda, but she won't get lost. She wants me, and that's it. Nobody else will do. Faithful, loyal, devoted Zelda. So what happened when I got sick? Yeah, faithful, loyal, devoted Zelda. But that's not the worst that happened during my illness. You know my friend Maynard G. Krebs. To Dobie Gillis, from his friend Maynard G. Krebs, a great American. Well, there's lots of things you can say about Maynard. He's a dunce, he's a dolt, he's a mess, he's a nut. But there's one thing nobody can say about Maynard, that he's a liar. Beneath the shabby exterior of Maynard G. Krebs, there beats the truest, most honest heart in the whole wide world. Maynard has never, I repeat, never told a lie in his life. Nothing but the truth has ever come out of that beard. That is, until the day I got sick.
I'll tell you why I don't have my history homework, Mr. Pomfret, sir. Last night when I sat down at my desk with a nice big stack of clean white paper and a brand new fountain pen all ready to do my homework, all of a sudden the window opened and a whole bunch of gypsies jumped through the window and stole me.
So small that it's not visible even under the most powerful microscope, brought my whole world crashing down. One little flu bug, a couple of days out of school, and what happens? Total annihilation. Let me start at the beginning. The day started at S. Peter Pryor Junior College, just like any other day, except, of course, I wasn't there. There was Zelda, miserable and unhappy because I wasn't around. I mean, that girl lives for me. I mean, she wouldn't look at another guy.
Is this History 102?
Sure is, and my name is Zelda Gilroy, and the seat right next to mine is vacant. What's your name?
Nate Cahagan.
Why, that's a perfectly lovely name.
Nate Cahagan is a lovely name?
Mm-hmm. It's got character. And so have you, Nate. Character and intelligence. I can see that. You got a girl?
Well, nothing serious.
Me either. Nothing serious, I mean. I've got this one boy who's ape for me, Dobie Gillis.
You mean the one who keeps telling you to get lost?
Well, I know it might look that way.
It sure does. I remember once when he saw you coming, he did 100 yards in 9, too. Not bad for a guy with flat feet.
Just running from himself. Inside, he's really wild about me.
So how come you're making a pitch at me?
Who's making a pitch? A new kid transfers into the class. The least I can do is be friendly.
Zelda, no offense, but no thanks.
You don't want a friend?
You don't want a friend. What you want is a reserve on the bench in case Gillis finally makes his getaway.
You're jumping to conclusions.
Well, that's my business, jumping. I'm center on the basketball team. That is, if I start getting a few passing grades. And believe me, Zelda, for me, that ain't easy. So right now, if you don't mind, I'd just as soon not get caught in a crossfire between you and Gillis. I got enough troubles. Small girl, don't talk to me.
I wasn't going to. I'm not going to talk to anybody ever again. People are no darn good.
Especially this people.
You can't trust anybody. A gorgeous hunk of man conceals a heart of stone.
Especially this gorgeous hunk of man.
Maynard, I know I'm going to regret this, but what are you talking about?
That.
My homework?
Yeah, Mr. Pomfret said anybody who didn't turn their homework in was going to get a flunk for sure. True?
And you haven't got yours, true?
How could I have my homework? Dope's sick in bed.
You mean you've been sitting up with Dobie?
I mean, Dope always does my homework.
This is serious. What are you going to tell Mr. Pomfret?
I'm going to tell him a lie.
You? Oh, come now.
Yep, me, Maynard G. Honorable. I'm going to tell a lie.
You never told a lie in your whole life.
Maybe even longer.
So what's come over you now?
Believe me, small girl, this was no easy decision. I've been up half the night thinking about it. I bet I can get more like 12, 14 hours sleep.
Maynard, you can't tell a lie. You're just not the type. You stand alone, Maynard. There isn't another human being like you.
I got to give you that.
Oh, don't do it, please, Maynard. Underneath those rags and tatters beats a heart that's sweet and clean and pure.
You thought I was a nut.
You are a nut, but you're an honest nut.
Please, small girl, don't make it any harder for me. I just gotta lie to Mr. Pomfret.
You can't.
I gotta.
You can't.
I gotta.
Oh, Mr. Krebs, I don't know what you think you gotta, but I know what I know you gotta. You gotta turn in your history assignment today, and so does everybody else in this class. And no, repeat, no excuses will be accepted. Does anybody want to try me?
Me, your professorship.
You don't have your homework, Mr. Krebs?
No, and you want to know why I don't have it?
I do know why. You didn't do it.
Right, and you want to know why I didn't do it?
Maynard.
Well, sir, I'm going to tell you why I haven't got my history homework, sir. Last night when I sat down at my desk with a nice big clean stack of white paper and a brand new fountain pen all ready to do my homework, all of a sudden the window opened and a whole bunch of gypsies jumped through the window and stole me. And they took me to their secret hiding place in the woods and they bound me with golden chains and they blindfolded my eyes with a big red banana.
That's bandana, Mr. Krebs, and this is the most ridiculous story I've ever heard.
Pretty pathetic, huh?
It's pitiful, but pray continue.
Really? Well, after the gypsies fell asleep around the campfire, I kind of squinched myself up and escaped from the golden chains. And I grabbed a gypsy's guitar and I knocked out the gypsy king. And I leapt over the campfire and ran through the woods because their big ferocious dogs were after me. And I jumped into the lake and swam all night until I reached civilization. And that's why I haven't got my history homework.
Mr. Krebs, I can only say one thing.
That's what I was afraid of.
I believe you.
Oh, come now.
I must agree that never in my long years as a teacher have I ever heard such a fantastically insane story.
I'll buy that.
But at the same time, never in my long years as a teacher have I ever had a pupil who never, not once, ever told a lie except you, Mr. Krebs. And therefore, although my every instinct tells me that I should give you a flunk, I must accept your excuse.
Hey, Zell, why didn't you tell me about this before? This lion is great stuff.
You heard that. My friend Maynard G. Krebs, honest Maynard G. Krebs, truthful Maynard G. Krebs, has just told his first lie and he's gotten away with it. You heard what he said to Zelda.
Hey, Zell, why didn't you tell me before? This lion is great stuff.
The feet of Maynard G. Krebs are on the primrose path to perdition. And here I am stuck in bed with this rotten cold. Who, oh, who will save Maynard G. Krebs?
Me, oh me, I will save you, Maynard G. Krebs.
Save me from what, small girl? I got it made.
Maynard, you're wrong.
Maynard, I'm right. Look, small girl, all my life I've been telling the truth and all I've been getting is lumps. Now, for the first time, I tell a lie and I come up smelling like a rose.
Listen.
No, small girl, my head's made up. From now on, nothing's coming out of this mouth but big, black lies. I'm taking care of number one.
That's right, Maynard. You take care of number one. Never mind about me.
What's it got to do with you if I tell lies?
Look, Maynard, believe it or not, you're an inspiration to all of us.
Me? Oh, come now.
Yes, you. In this world of treachery and strife, there you stand. Simple, sweet, truthful.
Gee, I'm getting like pretty misty.
You stay misty, Maynard. Stay pure, stay trusting, stay innocent. Stay the same dear, uncomplicated, honest Maynard G. Krebs you've always been.
Oh, thank you, Zella, for showing me the error of my ways. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Maynard! Control yourself.
I hate to intrude on this touching demonstration, but may one inquire the reason?
I have told a big fat lie. I didn't get stole by no gypsies. In fact, I got no excuse at all for my history homework not being turned in. Oh, punish me, Mr. Pomfret, for I've been bad.
Krebs, arise.
You're gonna punish me now, Mr. P, huh?
Mr. Krebs, if memory serves, this is a class in history. And if history teaches us one thing, it is that tyranny falls, scoundrels are driven out, and in the end, honesty always prevails. But you already know this, Mr. Krebs. I'm not going to punish you. Instead, because you've been honest with me, I am going to give you a passing grade. You're first, I believe.
No kidding, Mr. Pomfret?
No kidding, Mr. Krebs.
Oh, thank you, sir.
No, please. No unseemly display of emotion.
Zell, you're the greatest.
Well, I'm glad somebody thinks so.
I mean, about always telling the truth. You're so right.
Yes, Maynard.
I'm gonna say the same sweet, lovable, honest kid I always been.
Fine, Maynard.
Oh, what a good boy am I.
Yes, Maynard.
I'm a darling.
Uh-huh.
I'm a cuddle bunny.
Uh-huh.
You're a nut. Uh-huh. But I'm always gonna do like you said, small girl. I'm always gonna tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Now, I love the truth. Let's get that straight immediately. I love the truth. I also love my mom's apple pie, but there's such a thing as too much apple pie. There's also, I found out, such a thing as too much truth.
Like, hi, Mr. G. Is Dobe out of bed yet?
Not yet.
Gee, it's 2 whole days. Awful long time to stay in bed.
Yes, Maynard.
You sure he ain't dead and you're trying to keep it from me? Come on, tell me, Mr. G. I can take it.
Maynard, Dobe has a cold in his head. He'll be up in a day or two.
He's fine. I'm fine. Everybody's fine.
You're fine? Oh, come now. Of course I'm fine. You don't look fine. I mean, your eyes are all kind of red and puffy, and your face is all kind of mean and squinched up, and you're all kind of hunched over and stooped.
Maynard, are you trying for a fat ear?
No, sir. I'm only telling the truth because that's all I tell, the truth. Benjamin Franklin says, the truth stands on two legs, a lie on one.
And Herbert T. Gillis says you better get out of here while you still got two legs to get out on.
Very well, sir. But before I go, I'd like to make another observation. I don't care how you comb your hair, I can still see the bald spot.
That does it. Oh, good morning, miss. May I help you?
Good morning. Am I interrupting something?
Oh, no, just a little friendly horseplay with one of the neighborhood lads. Here, Maynard. Have a kumquat.
Gee, thanks, Mr. G. You never gave me nothing before, not even the time of day.
Goodbye, Maynard. Run along like a good boy. You're new in the neighborhood?
Yes, we just moved in. I thought I'd stock up on a few groceries.
Yes, ma'am. Fire one.
Tomatoes?
Tomatoes. Oh, yes. Picked and selected with friendly, loving care.
Yeah, all the big red ones have been picked and selected and put in the top.
Neighborhood comic.
Yeah, and all the little green hard ones have been picked and selected for the bottom.
Oh, what a card you are. Did you want one or two baskets, ma'am?
I think I'll pass up the tomatoes.
Good thinking. I wouldn't get any tomatoes either.
Goodbye, Maynard.
Stick around, kid. How are your eggs? Fresh?
Fresh? Oh, we just got a shipment in from the country not more than
3 weeks ago. Dobie me up, unload the truck, remember?
Oh, what a cut-up. You should see him with a lampshade on his head. I wish you could right now. How many did you want, miss? 1 or 2 dozen? You're putting your list away?
Is this the only grocery around here?
Oh, no, there's Brundage's.
Brundage's? Oh, you don't want to trade at Brundage's. Why, Brundage is expensive. Brundage is unpolite. And Brundage
is right around the corner.
Thanks, kid.
Oh, you ingrate. You flapjaw. You
now, Herbert?
Mouth. You.
Now, Herbert.
Don't now, Herbert me. Did you hear what this snake in the grass just said?
No, dear, I didn't. But just because you didn't get any sleep last night and woke up with a short temper is no reason to take it out on Maynard. After all, it's not his fault that you stayed at the grocer's convention until 3 o'clock in the morning.
What grocer's convention? He was down at the Bison Hall shooting pool.
I was not.
Sure you was, Mr. G. I saw you down there last night through the basement window. I was out there picking up tinfoil. That's my hobby, Mrs. G, picking up tinfoil. I got the biggest ball of tinfoil in the whole neighborhood, maybe the whole world.
So, shooting pool again, after you promised.
No, don't you talk to me about promises. You gave me your solemn oath that you wouldn't buy another hat this year. So what was that you came in with yesterday afternoon?
Well, that was such a bargain, marked down from $35 to $6.95.
Oh, no, Mrs. G, that was $16.95.
It was not.
Sure it was. My mother went shopping with you, don't you remember?
Aha, yourself.
Don't talk about promises to me.
Don't talk to me at all.
Oh, that suits me just fine.
Good morning, Mr. Gillis, Mrs. Gillis. How's Dobie?
They told me he wasn't dead, but they're awful liars.
What a ridiculous idea. Dobie will be fine in a day or two.
I don't suppose I could see him.
You better not, dear. He might still be contagious.
Okay, well, just tell him I came by and tell him that I'm thinking about him all the time, every minute of the day.
Were you thinking about him when you made a pass at Nate Gahagan?
I did not make a pass.
Ooh, what a whopper. You're practically flying yourself on him like a boa constrictor.
That's constrictor, and I didn't.
I'm sorry, Zelda, but I'm afraid I got to go along with Big Mouth here.
And I do, too. And I must say, Zelda, I'm just a tiny bit shocked. I mean, there he is, my poor baby, upstairs in his bed of pain. And here you are throwing yourself at the first man that comes along.
Yep, that's what she did.
Perhaps it's not my place to say so, but I don't think that's the proper way for a girl to behave who claims to be in love with Dobie.
Oh, I am.
Why, there he is up there with a raging fever. I told him he was working too hard. And do you know that last Tuesday, he didn't get home from the library until after midnight?
What library? Last Tuesday I was out skating with Bubbles Clancy.
He was? He told me he was at the library, too. Why, that lying rat.
Speaking of lying rats, miss, you don't do such a bad job yourself, no offense.
You neither, Mr. G, no offense. You neither, Mrs. G, no offense. In fact, this whole family's like a nest of liars, no offense.
It sure is. And I'm getting out, and for good, and right now.
Hold. Oh, dear friends, don't you see the error of your ways? Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. The truth stands on 2 legs, a lie on 1. Oh, friends, it is not too late to change your ways and be like lovable me. All you gotta do is tell the truth all the time, and you too can be clean and pure and sweet inside, just like adorable me. Oh, dear friends, what do you say?
For you.
I doubt it.
Dobie Gillis and I are finally, utterly, definitely, completely, and positively through. I'm a free woman.
So?
So there's nothing standing in our way anymore, don't you see? You were afraid you'd be a pawn in some game between Dobie and me. Well, that's no longer true. I'm yours, all yours.
Zelda, you make it awful hard for a fella to be a gentleman. Now, I don't want to hurt your feelings, and I'm going to hate myself for saying this, but who needs you?
You do, you great ninny.
No, I don't.
Well, what's wrong with me? I'm smart, talented, loyal, devoted, and strong. My appendix is out, and I haven't got a cavity in my whole head.
Swell, Zelda, but are you rich? Because I've got to have a rich girl.
Nate, am I hearing correctly?
Yes, you are.
You, Nate Gahagan, gentleman, athlete, member of the Y, you want to marry for money?
It's not a question of wanna, it's a question of have to. Look, Zelda, there's one thing in the world I can do. Shoot baskets. Now, how in the world am I going to make a living shooting baskets? If I was tall enough, I could turn pro. But I'm a little tiny fella, just 6'1". So you see, I gotta marry money.
So what's the problem, Nate? I'm loaded.
You are?
Sure. Dad's is in the automotive game. Egad, how the money rolls in.
Are you telling the truth?
Am I telling the truth? I appeal to you. Am I telling the truth?
No, Zelda, what you're telling is a bunch of big, fat, enormous lies.
You're not going to listen to me, are you?
Yep. Oh, for shame, for shame, for shame, Zelda. I mean, what fabrications and falsehoods? That's like lies. I looked it up in this book. 101 Wise Sayings About Truth. You kids ought to get a copy, especially you, Zelda, you big liar.
Maynard, could we get back to Zelda's money?
Money? I don't think the whole family saw $50 altogether.
She said her father was in the automotive game.
He runs a broken-down body and fender shop. He even wears overalls to supper.
Zelda?
Yes, Nate?
Don't call me. I'll call you.
Don't you feel better that the truth is out? I mean, don't you kind of feel like all warm and glowy inside?
Maynard, try to understand. There are times to tell the truth and times not to.
Oh, for shame, Zelda. There is never a time not to tell the truth. I mean, never.
Bravo, Mr. Krebs. Well said.
Thank you, your Captain Gownship.
And as for you, Miss Gilroy, I must confess myself surprised. How can you say that it is ever right for people to tell a lie?
Well, sir, I didn't mean lie exactly. I just meant that sometimes it's better to be a little tactful. I mean, you don't necessarily have to tell all the truth all the time.
Well, I'm sorry, Miss Gilroy, I can't go along with that. To me, the truth is always proper, always in season, always in style. The truth is a shining garment that adorns the man who wears it.
And you ought to know about shiny garments.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Krebs. What do you mean?
I mean, take that blue suit of yours. It's so shiny I could comb my hair in the back of it, if I comb my hair, that is.
Oh, really?
Of course, that jacket you got on today ain't so shiny.
Thank you.
It's more like tacky. It kind of goes along with your necktie.
Really?
And them pants, man, they're so baggy. Looks like you got somebody else in there with you.
Mr. Krebs, it may interest you to know that many people consider me a spiffy dresser.
Name one people.
Well, I do. I think you're a very dapper fellow, Mr. Pomfret.
And I think you're a liar, Miss Gilroy.
Yep, that's what she is.
And you, Mr. Krebs, are a boor. And if either of you wants to transfer from my class, I will place no obstacles in your way.
Gee, I think he was kind of sore.
I think everybody's kind of sore.
You too, Zelda?
Oh, why shouldn't I be? Just look what you've done in the past couple of hours with that big truth-telling mouth of yours. Number one, Mr. Pomfret hates me.
Me too.
Number two, Nate hates me.
Me too.
Why does Nate hate you?
Why not?
Good point. Where was I?
Number two.
Oh, yeah. Number three, Dobie's father hates me.
Me too.
Number four, Dobie's mother hates me.
Me too.
Number five, Dobie's father hates Dobie's mother. Number six, Dobie's mother hates Dobie's father. Number seven, I hate Dobie. Oh, Maynard, you've done a pretty good day's work, you and your truth.
You know what I think, small girl?
What?
I don't think this town is ready for me yet.
Maybe the entire world.
Maybe you're right.
Maybe I am.
Maybe I ought to go away by myself and become a helmet.
Maynard, that's hermit. Maybe you got the right idea.
Maybe that's just what I'm going to do.
Maybe it's all for the best.
But maybe before I go, maybe I'm going to tell a few people a few things.
Well, naturally, Zelda didn't think Maynard had run away and become a hermit. I mean, Maynard's always threatening to do something crazy, like joining the Foreign Legion or becoming a tightrope walker. In fact, last year he said he was going to give up everything and become an usher. He's wild about movies, that guy. But it's just big talk, and nobody takes him seriously.
Excuse me, Mr. Pomfret, sir. I got something to say to you, and kindly don't interrupt.
Maynard, what are you doing with that suitcase?
There you go, interrupting. You don't like people to interrupt you, do you?
No, but...
Okay, I accept your apology. Are you ready?
For what?
The following. I am a man who tells the truth. You may never see me again after I say this, but I gotta say what I gotta say. Mr. Pomfret, sir, shame on you. You are the worst dresser I ever saw, except, of course, for me.
Thank you for that distinction.
I'll excuse the interruption. Now, is that a way for a teacher to dress? You stand up here telling us about culture and art and beauty, and you look like something the cat dragged in. No offense. Now, how do you expect anybody to learn anything about culture and beauty with you looking like a one-man slum? No offense. Mr. Pomfret, sir, you think you are a good teacher, but I say you're not. Zelda, I am a man who tells the truth. You may never see me after I say this, but I gotta say what I gotta say. Zelda, you are certainly a dumbbell for such a smart chick. Don't you know that if you get a fella by treachery and falsehood, someday he will realize it and he will hate you for the rest of his life. If you really want a fellow to love you, you gotta play it dead honest, because the only kind of love that lasts is a love that is built on truth. Mr. G, did you ever stop to think how lucky you are having a wife like Mrs. G? I mean, here you are all the time yellering and hollering and pinching pennies, and there she is all the time smiling and being sweet and cuddly.
Now, just a darn minute.
Quiet, Herbert. I'm sorry, Maynard. You will have to excuse Mr. Gillis.
It seems to me, Mr. G, I wouldn't be all the time down at the Bison Hall shooting pool and roaring and yelling and snorting with all those big fat fellas if I had such a sweet and cuddly wife.
I would stop you now, Maynard, and thank you, except that I don't want you to lose your train of thought.
His train of thought is a slow freight.
Go on, Maynard.
Have you ever stopped to think, Mrs. G, how lucky you are?
Oh, no, Maynard, that's your line for Herbert.
It's also my line for you. Mrs. G, you're one of the luckiest ladies in the whole neighborhood. Oh, sure, Mr. G is mean and rotten, no offense, but he also works long and hard to provide you with food and clothing and a roof over your old gray head. I mean, he's up at dawn every morning.
Sometimes
he works
earlier.
until 7 or 8 each night.
9 or 10?
And you shouldn't ought to be going out and spending money for crazy hats which you don't need anyhow, because Mr. G is too stingy ever to take you out anyplace. In conclusion, let me state...
It's a good thing I was sick in bed, or Maynard might have ticked me off, too. Well, that concluded Maynard's lecturing for the day. But there was more coming. Plenty more.
There he is. Maynard! Maynard, you can't do it.
Hey, give me back my suitcase.
Please stay, Maynard.
Please.
Pretty please.
Pretty please with sugar on it. What are you doing?
Maynard, now,
Oh! If you wish to talk to me, you must appoint a spokesman and behave in a parliamentary manner.
All right, Pomfret, you're the gabby type. Start talking.
Yes, Mr. Pomfret.
Very well. Maynard, we four have consulted, and although we agree that the bluntness of your approach had a certain lack of diplomacy, still, its content had the ring of verity.
What he's trying to say is you made sense.
You opened my eyes.
And mine.
Yes, Maynard, and mine. You were right, of course, about my other clothes.
And you were right about my chasing fellas.
And you were right about me being a lucky woman.
Oh, and you were right about me being a lucky guy.
Then you ain't sore at me?
Maynard, we love you.
Me? Oh, come now.
Yes, even me, Maynard. Son, you're all right.
You're a fine human being.
A fine, intelligent human being. And I never thought the day would come when I'd say that.
Well.
Okay, Maynard, give me the suitcase.
What do you want with my suitcase?
We don't want your suitcase, dear. We just don't want you to go away. We want you to stay with us always.
Who's going away? Where?
Concentrate, Maynard. You have to be going away. You're carrying a suitcase.
Well, I'm not going away, really. I'm just going to the movies.
With a suitcase?
Yeah, it's a triple feature. Boy, that's really a gas of a triple feature. I've seen it 8 or 10 times now. You want to come?
Maynard, just to satisfy an old man's curiosity, what do you want with a suitcase in the movies?
Oh, Mr. G, it's a triple feature. I get hungry. Who's that?
That's Maynard.
Mrs. G?
Maynard, what's the matter?
Oh, man, it's them triple features like it really rough on the eyes when you sit in the front row.
So why do you sit in the front row?
Because I always sit in the front row.
Oh.
Hey, you guys been waiting out here all through the triple feature?
No, dear. We went home and had a little talk about you.
Yeah? What about me?
Well, numerous suggestions were put forward, Mr. Krebs. Unfortunately, none of them legal.
Yeah, and tar and feathers are hard to get now.
However, we did reach a decision.
Yes, Maynard, we did. Now, you helped all of us very much, and we are grateful.
But, Maynard, in the future, if we should ever be in any trouble, and you feel like helping us...
Yeah?
Don't!
intelligent as the average human being, present company accepted, of course. But nature has compensated for that by giving him an extraordinary sense of smell. I shall sacrifice my lunch for the sake of science by hiding this liverwurst sandwich. Now shut your eyes. Everybody, I'll demonstrate. One peek in his flunksville. All right? You can open your eyes. Well, where's the sandwich? Do you see it? Do you hear it? Do you smell it? No, of course you don't. Now, Charlie, they'll make a fool out of the bunch of you by going straight to the target. All right, Charlie, get the liverwurst. All right, old boy, show 'em what you can do. Up and at 'em. Well, come on, old boy, move. Well, it works with cooperative dogs. They have an extremely sensitive nose, which makes up for their inadequate, inefficient, underdeveloped brain. You rang?
Hey. Some cat left a liverwurst sandwich right behind his picture.
This is Charlie. He's a basset hound. This is my friend Maynard G. Krebs. It pains me deeply to say this, but, well, he's also a basset hound. Oh, doggone it. What's the matter with me? I'm talking myself into this whole thing. Just because Maynard has a sense of smell like a dog, well, that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with him. Maynard, stop that. Here. Down, boy, down, I say.
I was just saying hello to my old feathered friend. Hi there, Charlie. What's the latest word from the Colonel?
Maynard, that's kennel and cut it out.
Hey, Dub, I'm still hungry. You think there's any old bones laying around?
Maynard, enough.
Mr. Krebs, go back to your seat and lie down. Sit down. Krebs, you mystify me. How'd you manage to go to that hidden sandwich?
I was hungry.
That mind of yours has cooked up a very clever trick.
My mind? Oh, come now.
Who's got you there, Professor?
It's incredible.
No, sir, it was liverwurst.
Without precedent.
No, sir, it was without mustard.
Krebs, I despise phonies. I'm going to test that alleged extraordinary sense of smell of yours.
Oh, that's like no strain. I smell like real good.
Here, put this on.
Yes, sir. You see, sir. Woo! Where'd everybody go? It's like dark in here. Dope!
I'm right here, Maynard.
Oh, hi there, Dope. It's good to smell you again.
Now stop this chatter and let's get cracking. Now tell me, Krebs, what can that nose of yours lead you to accept food?
Well, I never tried nothing else. I figure if you can't eat it, why find it? You know me, I'll eat anything.
All right, Mr. Krebs, sniff.
Oh, that belongs to my good buddy Doe, but that's called David Copperhead.
That's David Copperfield, and you're absolutely correct. It's incredible.
No, sir, inedible.
No, Krebs. Inedible means you can't eat it.
You ever tasted David Copperhead?
Well, you're sharper than you look, Krebs, but who isn't?
Well, thank you, Your Worship.
Now stop that fawning and follow this book. What's that?
Pen.
How about this?
Pencil sharpener.
This?
That's a pitcher of water, and you better talk to the janitor. The water's getting all moldy.
How about this?
Bottle of ink?
It's incredible.
No, sir, indelible.
You can even smell it's indelible?
Yes, sir. Isn't that incredible?
Incomprehensible.
Also inedible. You ever taste a bottle of incredible indelible ink?
I don't know what to say.
Oh, sir, you don't have to say anything at all.
Thank you. I owe it all to my pal, Maynard, not now.
All right, class, thank heavens, is dismissed.
Maynard, you amaze me.
Oh, no, Dub, you amaze me. You're much better at it than me. Do your imitation of a chicken.
I mean, what you did amazed me.
Yeah, not bad, huh? Also great, terrific, and sensational.
Were you calling me Maynard Dumpling?
Right here is where I'd better fill you in on Elspeth Hummaker. Look at her. The face of an angel, the body of a goddess, the mind and heart of a collector of internal revenue. Let me put it this way. For years, Elspeth has been carrying on a passionate love affair with money. She's the only person in the history of the school to major in loot. And that's what bugged me. Why was she suddenly so interested in Maynard?
Maynard Lamb, don't you want to know why I'm suddenly so interested in you?
You're right. I don't want to know why. Like, why?
Don't tell me you're afraid of little old Elspeth.
Okay, I won't tell you, but I am.
And I don't blame him. Elspeth, you're not a girl. You're a well-built barracuda. The only thing you care about is money. Come on, Maynard.
Oh, flake off, Dobie.
Yeah, flake off, Dobie.
Maynard.
Oh, I mean, unhand me, girl. I mean, with chicks, I'm strictly E pluribus unit.
Elspeth, watch out. I've got my eye on you.
Naturally, all the boys have.
No, I mean, I don't trust the way you're playing up to Maynard. Why? He hasn't got a dime.
Maybe now he hasn't. But wait. Just wait.
You mean sometime I might have a dime? Hey, how about that? My father says it'll never amount to nothing.
I don't know how, Maynard, but your nose is going to make a fortune. And when it does, guess who's going to be there?
Me. Cause wherever my nose goes, I goes.
How exciting. And wherever you go, Maynard Angel, I'll go. Au revoir, mon amour.
Tippecanoe and Tyler, too.
Maynard, she's got something.
She must, the way everybody whistles at her. I myself am more interested in the finer things like sewer excavations, Latin pennies.
No, Maynard. I mean, she's right about how someday you might make a lot of money with your sense of smell. But how?
I don't know, Dobe. I mean, a hound dog's got a great nose, but I've never seen a rich hound dog.
I know, but let's go talk to my dad. When it comes to making money, he always comes up with a good idea.
The best idea how Maynard could make money is to sell his brain to science, and I just happen to remember the size of his brain, and it's a miserable idea.
Now, wait a minute, Dad. That's completely unfair. Why couldn't Maynard become rich and successful?
Well, for openers, just take a look at him.
He's got you there, Dobe.
Never mind. Dad, there must be a way for Maynard to cash in on this talent of his. Professor McGuffey tested him, and no kidding, he's got a sense of smell like a dog.
He also has an appetite like a horse, and what good has that done him?
He's got a point.
Dad, we came to you for advice because you're a very shrewd businessman.
I wouldn't exactly say that.
Neither would I.
Now, just a minute, you two. We gotta study this thing out scientific-like.
Right, we've got to ask ourselves, what can we do with a fellow who's got a sense of smell like a dog?
There's a good question.
We could rent him out for fox hunts.
There's a miserable answer.
Say, maybe we could...
Just a minute, just a darn minute. How do you know I want to make money with my nose?
Oh, I'm sorry, Maynard. I apologize for not asking. Do you?
You bet. When do we start?
That's what I thought.
This thing's got me all hung up. Maynard may have the greatest nose since that Sayonara to Bergerac, but I can't figure out what to do with the darn thing.
That ain't nice, Mr. G. I know it ain't much, but it's the only one I got. I mean, it's my own private nose.
Maynard, this is no time to be... Hey, that's it. A private nose. Maynard could be a private nose.
Private nose? Boy, have you flipped your friends completely?
Dad, this is exactly what we've been looking for. You've heard of private eyes.
You mean like, Sam Spade and Sherlock Jones?
Almost. Darn it, why didn't we think of this before?
You're stupid?
Hey, Maynard, listen to me. With your sense of smell, you can find anything that's lost. True?
True.
Good. Now, just guess how much people lose every day in cash, jewelry, furs, like that.
$1.
A tremendous amount.
$5.
Thousands of dollars a day in this town alone.
Yeah, and you know who makes a fortune finding just a few of those lost objects? Private detectives, that's who.
Right, and all they have to work with is their brains and eyes and ears. But you, Maynard, you have a nose.
Oh, a beautiful, gorgeous, money-making nose.
Right. Do you get it, Maynard?
You think I'm dumb or something?
Yeah, but answer the question anyway. Do you get it?
Maynard, you are going to open a private detective agency. You'll charge enormous prices to find stuff that people have lost.
Oh, man, I'll be like Rich.
Correction, Maynard. We'll be like Rich.
No offense, Dope, but it's my nose.
No offense, Maynard, but what about a brain?
I'll need like a brain?
I'm afraid so.
Oh. Hello, partner.
Yes, sir, we're in business. Dad offered to help us by letting us use the back of the store for our office, but we couldn't afford the rent. So we opened up in a booth in the campus malt shop. It was a small beginning, but with my business head and Maynard's nose, we were soon famous from one end of the school to the other. Oh, you're welcome, Professor Edelweiss. We're very happy we were able to find the missing dinosaur bone for the Archaeology Museum. But, well, I know $30 is a stiff fee, but Mr. Krebs had a tough time getting that bone back. He had to wrestle your St. Bernard for it. Right. Goodbye.
Hey, Dope, let's quit as soon as we get $1 million. All
right, Maynard, we're almost up to 100 already.
Hey, only one more thousands to go.
Hello, Krebs and Gillis, private eyes. We track anything. When? No, I'm sorry, we don't handle investigations at night. My partner might catch cold, and in this business, Mr. Krebs's nose is our most important product. Yeah, bye. No. Welcome to Krebs and Gillis, friends. What can we do for you?
There's something rotten in Denmark.
Sorry, we don't take out-of-town cases.
Man.
Oh, gee, Salome, kid. What do you say we forget the whole thing?
No, Clayton, my Adonis. You lost the locket I gave you for our engagement, and we're going to find it.
Ha, missing token of romance, our specialty.
Yeah, I got a nose for love.
Here's the box the locket came in. Can you find it?
It's a cinch. Sniff, Mr. K.
Got it, Mr. G.
Yeah, our fee for finding a missing locket is $15, payable in advance.
Advance? Hold it,
Policy
Walter.
of the house. Take it or leave it. Remember, Mr. Krebs' nose is more sensitive than a Stradivarius violin.
Also better looking.
Okay, it's a deal.
Oh, gee, Salome, kid.
Quiet, Clayton. You know you're crazy in love with me, and I'm going to find the locket that proves it.
You better turn me loose, Dobe. My nose is getting the message.
Charlie, there's nothing the matter with you. You're as healthy as a person. Let's try it again, all right? I'll go get the sandwich. Okay, boy, up and at 'em. Let's get moving.
Hi, Charlie. Roast beef? You run out of liverwurst, huh?
Charlie, why can't you be more like Krebs?
Right. Krebs and Gillis' nose has come through again.
Oh, boy, this is it. Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
You know where I found it?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Hey, Salome, kid, let's cut out.
Quiet, lover. Yeah, where'd you find the locket?
In the parking lot,
Oh,
under the front seat of Gloria Grimsby's car.
Gloria Grimsby. That love thief. That she-wolf. That bleached-out blonde. How come my locket was in Gloria Grimsby's car?
Ah, jeez.
What kind of low-down double-crosser you trying to pull, you low-down double-crosser? When I think of all the years and all the money I wasted on you, you drip. You know you're nuts about me. How come you keep sneaking off to those other girls? One of these days,
See why I wanted to get paid in advance.
You're all brain dope, except for the party that's bank book.
Hey, my name is Mrs. Tarantino. Are you those college kids that have been sniffing out all those missing articles?
At your service, ma'am. What article have you misplaced?
My husband, a bum.
A man walked out on a wife like you? I can't believe it.
I can.
You gotta find them, kids. You just gotta. I really miss the good-for-nothing creep.
Have no fear, Mrs. Tarantino. With Mr. Krebs' nose on the job, your husband's practically home in your arms.
Poor devil.
Maynard really put his nose into his work. Mrs. Tarantino gave him one of her husband's old overcoats to sniff. And from that point on, he moved like a bloodhound. He trailed Mr. Tarantino all over town and finally zeroed in on him in a park down by the river. Mrs. Tarantino and I showed up there, too. We wanted to be in on the kill. Mrs. Tarantino, Maynard picked up the scent from your husband's old overcoat, and he tracked him this far. All we have to do now is wait.
Oh, Monty. Monty, where are you? God. God forever.
That's him, Dobe. That's the carpet.
Maynard, that's culprit. Now, you sure?
Like positive. I got the message through both nostrils.
When that happens, it's money in the bank.
You gotta be kidding. That ain't Monty. Why, he's twice Monty's size, and Monty don't have no beard.
Mrs. Tarantino, watch. Monty? Monty?
You talking to me?
Monty? Is that you? Oh, it is you, you coward!
Please, Blossom, I just couldn't take it no more with your mother all the time hanging around the house.
Mama left a week ago. I'll tear you apart, you
Wait a
bum.
minute, the old walrus is gone? Then what are we fighting about? I'm coming home, dollface.
Pupsy.
Snookums.
Sweetheart, now you wait right here. Don't go. Here you are. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Tarantino. See, Maynard, not only are you making money, but you're bringing joy and gladness into the world.
Gee, my private nose is getting all misty.
it's the greatest thing that ever happened to Maynard. He's a new person. You wouldn't know him.
Promise?
Okay, you can kid about it, but being successful like this has given him something he never had before.
Confidence.
Money.
Oh, well, that'd put backbone in a jellyfish.
It sure worked with Maynard. He walks around now with his head high and his shoulders squared. Yes, sir, from here on, nothing can stop Maynard.
Stop, Maynard. I want to talk to you.
Like hi girl, like bye girl.
I hear your new detective agency is a smashing success.
I ain't saying.
They say you handle 3 or 4 cases a day.
It's more like 15, but I ain't saying.
And $5 or $10 a case?
That's more like 15 too, but I ain't saying.
Maynard, if I told you I thought you were absolutely fascinating, what would you say?
I ain't saying.
You do find me attractive, don't you, Maynard?
Oh, I guess you're okay if you like that type.
All right, then. Why don't you run away?
Oh, yeah. I just decided I like the type.
Come sit close to me. Closer.
Hey, if anybody comes by, girl, make out like you never saw me before.
Maynard, why do you always avoid girls?
It's been more like vice versa.
That's all in the past, when you were a mere boy. Now you're a man with dignity, poise, maturity.
Loot.
All right, money helps, I don't deny that. But money only proves what a man is like inside. To me, a fellow who's just merely suave and handsome is nothing compared to a fellow who boils with push and drive and ambition. And you are such a fellow.
Me? Oh, come now.
You have a sensational talent. Use it right and you could become famous. A man among men. A giant.
Oh, me and Dobie are doing pretty good right now. You ought to see the new office in the Endicott building. Ooh, it's a doozer.
It's a rat trap. Maynard, the time has come for you to move into the big leagues, and I'm going to help you.
Oh, you're like a real human being for a girl, but I already got a partner, namely Dobe.
Then you're getting another one, baby, namely me.
Oh, no, we positively ain't taking in no new partners.
Oh, Maynard, you don't really mean that, do you, my sweet? For me, please?
Oh, no, in 10 million years I wouldn't ask my good buddy Dobe to take in a new partner.
Take in a new partner?
Now you're talking. Welcome aboard, partner.
Now, just a minute, Elspeth. Just a darn minute.
I took the liberty of having a new sign painted. Observe. Lots of class, huh?
No, you don't. I absolutely refuse to have anything to do with a detective agency named Hummaker, Krebs, and Gillis.
Well, sorry to see you go.
Stop her. Don't you see what she's doing?
Sure, she just let your name out.
I mean, don't you see how she's trying to take over this whole operation, including you?
Maynard, love, are you going to believe your own eyes or what I tell you?
You ought to be ashamed, Dobe.
That does it. Maynard, you'll have to choose between us, her or me.
For that kind of fight, I don't even bother to warm up.
Never mind. All right, Maynard, what's your decision? And remember, I'm your friend. I taught you everything you know.
And I'm soft and round and cuddly.
I do your homework for you.
My skin is like the petal of a flower.
I get you out of trouble at least twice a day.
And I whisper sweet nothings in your ear.
Hey, Dobe. Ever since we've been little tiny babies, you always wanted me to be happy, didn't you?
Right, and I'm glad you realized it.
And ever since you found out there were 2 kinds of little tiny babies, boy and girl kinds, what have you been telling me I should have to be happy? Girl, right?
Well, yes.
And I got one now, right?
Right.
And she's more girl than practically anyone, right?
Right. Goodbye, good buddy. All right, so I lost Maynard to that ponytail calculating machine. But it wasn't a fair fight. I mean, her ammunition was so much better than mine. However, if Maynard insists on getting involved with that kind of a person, I'm going to keep hands off and let him suffer.
Maynard, my pet, are you happy with your little Elspeth?
You bet. You're the best neck scratcher I ever knew, except for my Aunt Walter.
Then you will follow my instructions. From now on, whatever information your nose picks up, we'll peddle to the highest bidder.
Sure, Oh, but that ain't nice.
True.
That's just legal.
True.
And unhonest.
You're going to do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Over my dead body, he's gonna do it. Sure, Maynard had dumped me and let Elspeth trap him, but let's be fair. Look at the bait she'd offered. And Maynard is, in a manner of speaking, only human. Yes, sir. Now he needed my friendship more than ever to save him from becoming a low-down, disreputable criminal.
A low-down, disreputable criminal? You bet. Mr. Krebs's nose will find him. Right. Our price depends. On what? On what you can afford, of course. Why don't you drop by the office and we'll discuss it? Bring money. Who says you can't squeeze blood out of a turnip?
Yeah, who?
What's wrong, Maynard?
Well, we've been partners now 10 days. That's almost a week. And you've been making me use my nose for all kinds of mean and sneaky things. For money. I mean, like sniffing out them chemicals for the kids in the chemistry class so they get A's in their test and like that. I mean, I feel evil.
Maynard, sweetheart, would I ask you to do anything that wasn't right for both of us?
Uh-huh.
Well, all right, but it's only because I'm looking ahead to our future. And to think you don't trust me.
Oh, don't cry, girl, huh?
Poor little me, always misunderstood.
Like there.
I was only trying to make us happy.
I didn't mean nothing, really.
Then you do have faith in me.
Oh, you bet. What kind of cat and bounty do you take me for?
Oh, well, that's better. Now let's get back to work. Your nose has an appointment that is going to make us a fortune.
Maynard, I came to save you.
Like, hi, Dope. What's the caper, pal?
Maynard, take off that silly trench coat. You're coming with me.
Ha!
Maynard.
Oh, just hold me at my end of the conversation.
Maynard, if you stay here, Elspeth will turn you into a crook. She'll ruin you.
No offense, Dope, but you're all wet. She wouldn't do that. She likes me.
Bunk. Without your nose, she wouldn't even talk to you.
Without a nose, I look pretty funny.
You know what I mean. If you caught a cold and lost your sense of smell, she'd drop you like a hot potato.
She would?
She would.
I would not.
She would not.
Maynard, you're going to regret this.
Oh, Dope, no offense, but she would never do a thing.
Maynard, you sneezed.
Not me.
You have a cold.
Oh, yeah, I get all the time. I mean, I get 8 to 10 a week. I mean, it's like, it's like 12 years if I had a stuffed up nose.
Maynard, that's awful.
See how worried she is, Dope?
Yeah, she's worried about the loss of income.
Oh, Dobie, why don't you go re-enlist or something? Maynard, my pet, when you do get a cold, what happens to your nose?
I sneeze to it.
Oh, I mean, Maynard, would you do little Elspeth a favor?
Anything, little Elspeth.
Close your eyes, my pumpkin.
Anything you say, my little doll.
Now, sniff this and tell me what it is.
Oh, that's easy. That's a liverwurst sandwich.
And what about this?
It's a bottle of ink, indelible.
Back off, Dobie. He's my property. Now, Maynard, do little Elspeth a favor and go and get the telephone book off the table with your eyes closed.
Oh.
There's a lamb.
Sure, Labby. It's as easy as falling off a dog.
Maynard, I could strangle you.
Ooh, did anybody get over that truck?
Are you all right?
Ooh, I know what happened. Everything just seemed up and bumped into me.
What happened is you bumped your way right out of my life. Arrivederci, creep.
My little Elspeth.
Back off, Buster. You lost the nose bit, and without that, you're a seedy, shabby nothing. See you around, Fido.
I'm sorry you had to find this out the hard way, Maynard, but it's lucky you caught that cold when you did.
What cold?
What cold? The cold that just made you... Oh, Maynard, you sly dog. Maynard, this is wonderful.
Yeah, no more than a normal light for me. I'm going to turn off my super nose and smell just like everybody else.
No more detective agency, no more sniffing around for money.
No, I mean, I'm just going to be the old, sweet, lovable old Maynard.
Right, and best of all, you're rid of that money-crazy Elspeth.
True.
Yes, sir. From here on, Maynard, it's just you and me.
I'm afraid so, Dobe. I'm afraid so. Like, hi, Dobe.
Oh, hi, Maynard.
You're going to invite me for dinner, ain't you? You're having pot roast.
Maynard, you've been sniffing again.
Oh, no, Dobe. I turned off my nose like I promised you. The reason I know about the pot roast is I kind of hear your mother talking on the telephone. You're going to invite me, huh, please?
How can you hear Mom on the phone? She's upstairs.
Yeah, sure. She's talking to her old friend, Mrs. Appleby, and she's saying, we have enough pot roast for half a dozen people. I don't see how we're going to finish it all.
Maynard, you can hear that?
Sure, can everybody?
Can't nobody, including you.
Oh, sure, Dobe. But for instance, I can hear your father coming down the street whistling Yankee Doodle off key.
Maynard, you're making this up. Nobody could possibly...
Yeah, off key.
It's amazing.
No, it's Yankee Doodle.
What's amazing about Yankee Doodle? What?
Dad, listen to me. Maynard has a sense of hearing that's unbelievable.
He has?
He can hear voices through walls. Dad, we can make a fortune.
You mean?
Yeah.
Maynard, I have a little
Lips a poem, Your Face a Rhapsody?
Yes.
Who?
You, Dobie, 4 times in the last hour.
Oh, well, I knew I'd heard it someplace. But it's true, my beloved, though mere words can never capture the magic of your beauty.
Oh, Dobie, darling, how charming you are. How gallant.
How true.
No wonder I love you so much that I can overlook your one little fault.
How true. A love like ours is a sun. One little fault?
Please, my sweet, let's just forget that I brought it up.
That's impossible. How can we go strolling down life's highway together if that one little crummy fault's sitting there ready to booby trap us? Now, come on, tell me.
Dearest, if I do, you'll get mad.
Angel, I never get mad, so tell me already.
All right, you ask for it. Dobie, my love, you are cruel.
Cruel? Me? Lovable me?
Also heartless.
Me? Lovable me?
Also cold-blooded and inhuman.
Me? Lovable me?
I'm afraid so, Dobie. Oh, you're not that way with everyone. It only shows up when you're dealing with one of nature's most wretched, miserable, mistreated creatures.
You right?
There, you poor, miserable, mistreated creature.
Maynard? It's Maynard I'm treating so cruel and heartless?
Yes.
You are looking at the most decent fella in the whole history of S. Peter Pryor Junior College. That's a fact. I mean, if they handed out a decency award, I'd win it by 8 or 10 links. A modesty award, maybe not. But decency, a piece of cake. That's why Caprice has no right to call me a cruel, heartless, low-down bum.
She sure has, you cruel, heartless, low-down bum.
Maynard.
Quiet, rat.
Maynard, what's got into you?
I was brought up never to disagree with a lady. And if this chick says you're a low-down bum, then I gotta go along with her. No offense, good buddy, you low-down bum.
Oh, no, Maynard, I didn't say that about Dobie. What I said was that he's treating you outrageously, and he probably doesn't even realize it.
You bet I don't realize it. Caprice, what are you driving at? I'm the best and most helpful friend Maynard ever had.
That's true, girl. I'm a fellow who needs all the help he can get. Just look at me.
It's like an animal that's been raised in a zoo or a circus or like that. They become so helpless and dependent that they're doomed if they're ever turned loose in the jungle.
Yeah, I think I see what you mean.
Me too.
You do?
No.
Maynard, what I mean is that someday I will have to leave you.
You going on a trip or something, Dub?
What if I did?
What's the problem? I'll go along with you.
Well, what if someday I get married?
What's the problem? I'll move in with you.
What if my wife doesn't approve?
What's the problem? We'll get rid of her. You bet. You wouldn't leave me all alone to go gurgling down the drain, would you, good buddy?
Caprice, would you step over here for a minute? I'd like to talk to you. Excuse us, Maynard.
Sure, Dub.
Caprice, you're right. I was a fool for not seeing how I'm ruining Maynard. Now, there's only one... Maynard, we thought we were alone.
Keep right on talking, Dub. He ain't bothering me.
Yeah, Maynard, why don't you go over there by the science building and watch for the rhinoceros? I hear there's one running loose in the neighborhood.
Oh, no. You don't fool me that way. I know there ain't no rhinoceroses over there. That's just a trick to get rid of me, ain't it?
Yes, Maynard, it is. Maynard, where are you going?
To look for the rhinoceroses. You know how much I like to get fooled.
Maynard's a whopper of a problem, all right, but there's nothing I can do about it.
Of course there is. He's still young. He still may be able to learn a few things. Oh, it's a dim prospect, I'll admit. But if we wait any longer, he'll be much too far gone to save.
Gee, I don't know.
Like help, Dope. Like help, good buddy. I was trying to tie my shoelaces all by myself, good buddy, but I think you better give me some help, huh?
Now do you see how helpless you've made him? Now do you see why you have to shove him out of the nest so he'll learn to fly for himself?
Yeah, and now. This is a picture of a baby bird in its nest. This is Maynard G. Krebs. Now, what do these two elements have in common? They both got to be pushed out of the nest so they'll learn how to fly by themselves. I'm not sure about the bird, but I know it'll be tough for Maynard. He still has trouble walking. It was the most painful decision I ever made in my whole entire life, but it had to be done. I had to get Maynard out of my life, totally and entirely, for his own good.
And it ain't going to do the rest of us no harm either.
But that isn't nice. Maynard is a sweet boy, and I enjoy having him around.
You don't mean that, do you, Winnie?
No.
That's right. Well, it's
All right, go ahead and kid. But if Maynard stopped coming around, you'd miss him something awful.
Try me, boy. Try me.
Please, Dad. Whatever's wrong with Maynard's my fault. I babied him and pampered him and really helped to mess him up.
And you did a good job, boy, because he is a mess.
Dad, please.
Dobie, dear, how can we help you?
I've got to figure out the right way to get Maynard out of our lives.
I'm on a sign on the door says, quarantine, bubonic plague.
Herbert, that is a cruel, disgraceful idea. Do you think it would work? Just a passing thought, dear.
What's all this hogwash about a right way? There's only one right way. Tell him to his face that it'd be better off for everybody concerned if he don't hang around here no more. That way there'll be no confusion.
Like, hi, Mrs. G.
Hello, dear.
Like, hi, Dope G.
Oh, hello, Maynard.
Like, hi, Mr. G.
Hello, Maynard. Am I happy to see you because I have something very important to say to you.
To me, Mr. G?
Just to you.
Ooh, for joy. I mean, an important man like you with heads full of big, smart ideas is going to talk to me? Like, wow.
Right. Now,
wow, this is the most important thing that ever happened to me. I mean, I looked for you as like my father or a certified public accountant or the president, and you got words for me? Maynard? Oh, please, sir. Don't talk too fast, sir, because I want to hear every word, like, real clear.
Sure.
I mean, when a prominent citizen like you, I mean, it's a little square, has something to say, it's got to be important. I mean, you got to listen to it.
Maynard?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Retail ship. Yes, sir.
Take these groceries over to Mrs. Tarantino's right now, and I'll give you a quarter.
A quarter? For joy, that's almost 15 cents.
Our big, brave hero.
No, Winnie, the circumstances just went with... You know, when you do something like... The truth of the matter is... I chickened out. Oh, Winnie, when that poor schnook looked up at me with those sick, soupy spaniel eyes of his, I just couldn't go through with it. All right, call me a bum.
No, dear, it's all right. I forgive you, because underneath that gruff exterior there beats the heart of a fine human being.
And underneath this gruff exterior there beats the heart of a jellyfish, and we are still stuck with Maynard.
All right, call me weak.
You're weak.
Call me wishy-washy.
You're wishy-washy.
Call me... Well, call me any name you want that describes a fellow who knows what ought to be done to save his friend from a dismal future, but who hasn't got the gumption to do something about it.
All right, you're a... Beats me what you are.
How can Maynard ever forgive me? I want to help him, but how? Nobody's got the nerve to tell him goodbye, and what other way is there?
We could get plastic surgery, change our names, and move to another part of town.
Bully for you, Herbert. It's a good thing the Russians don't have your brain.
Okay, but at least I tried to kick the little bird out of the nest. Why don't you try it?
Are you kidding? I'm just a woman.
How about you, Dobie?
Are you kidding? I'm just a boy. How about you, Dad?
Are you kidding? I'm just...
Chicken?
Right.
Say, wouldn't it be great if Maynard decided to leave us?
Maynard? Oh, come now.
True, but it's a beautiful dream, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
I can almost see it. He walks in here and he says, hey, guess what? My father got transferred to Lake Cleveland and we all got to move.
Oh, fat chance.
Hey, guess what? My father got transferred to, like, Cleveland. We all got to move.
Later, Maynard.
Much later. Cleveland?
Transferred?
When?
Tonight or October, I forget which.
When?
It must be tonight, because my mom's been packing things in the trunk all day long, including my Aunt Walter.
Dad, Maynard, you're not just making this up.
I don't think so. I mean, my father got this call from his boss, see, and the boss said if he transferred to Cleveland real quick, then he'd get a raise in salary. And my father said, with the way I eat, which is like a medium-sized horse, well, what's the use stalling? He grabbed the job. I mean, every penny counts.
Dad, Maynard will miss you.
We'll be miserable.
Oh, but we'll try to bear up under it, boy.
I promise you won't cry over me when I'm gone.
We're struggling to hold up our morale.
Man, your dad must have been crying on the inside because he sure was laughing like mad on the outside.
Well, Maynard, I guess this is it.
It sure is. What is it?
Goodbye.
Bye.
Hey, no, Maynard, no, not yet.
Gee, I'm gonna miss you, though.
And I'll miss you, Maynard, but take my word for it. It's all for the best. Someday you'll understand.
Me? Oh, come now.
Sure you will, Maynard. And meanwhile, we've got a lot of happy memories to look back on.
Yeah. Remember how I got us dragged into the principal's office when I threw my petrified frog through the window of the girls' gym?
Sure, I remember.
And remember how I got us locked up in jail when I painted a mustache on the picture of the chief of police? Only it wasn't a picture, it was the real chief of police.
I remember.
It was in bread and water for 2 days.
That I remember, too.
And you've done some real nice things for me, too, Doe.
Hell, thank you, Maynard. I tried.
Yeah, the thing I remember best is how whenever I do something up, you always rescued me.
Yeah, what are friends for?
Now, after I move to Cleveland, don't you worry about me, because I'll get along great.
Sure you will, Maynard.
I mean, if I get into trouble and you ain't there to help me, I won't care too much if I get kicked out of school.
Maynard.
I probably will get kicked out of school and in big trouble, but a fella's got to learn to do something for himself, right?
Right.
So, like, hail and farewell, good buddy. Write to me sometime. If I'm not in jail or sick or too down and out to buy a stamp, I'll answer you.
Well, moving to Cleveland.
Moving? Who's moving? Maynard moves away from here over my dead body.
What's the matter with you, boy? You clipped your curls completely.
Why, it's what we all wanted, dear, for his own good.
Yeah, the little bird flies out of the nest. Remember, boy? Remember? Oh,
Sure, I remember. I just got carried away for a minute. Maynard? Maynard, good buddy. The best of luck to you always.
Hey, and the same to you, Dope. And on Christmas?
Yes, Maynard.
Don't bother sending me anything inexpensive. That's like a joke. Better get me out of here fast before I get too misty to fly in Cleveland.
Have a wonderful time in Cleveland, dear. Goodbye.
Well, the little bird, Maynard, has been out of the nest for over a week now, and already he's learning to fly. Here's a letter he wrote from Cleveland. No stamps and 4 cents postage due. Well, Rome wasn't built in a day. Dear Dobe, please excuse me for writing in pencil, but I broke my pen. This pencil ain't much good either, but I'll try to... That's all there is. He was right about the pencil. But Maynard will make good on his own. I know it. And I'm making out pretty good myself. Now that Maynard's off my back, I'm becoming Dobie Gillis, playboy.
Dobie Gillis, you're becoming a drag.
Caprice, my sweet, that's not true.
Oh, come off it, Dobie. Ever since Maynard left, you've been creeping around like a mother hen trying to find her egg.
Just for the first few days. Everything's fine
Well,
now.
then come on. Let's go ice skating over at the arena.
I can't. I've got to go home and pick up the mail. There might be a letter from Maynard.
Oh, brother.
There might be postage due.
Huh?
You would have had to be there.
All right. It's getting late anyway. What time are you picking me up for the movies tonight?
Caprice, my great questing beast, I was meaning to tell you, I'm afraid we'll have to call off our date.
What?
Maynard's going to call long distance, and I have to be home to get the call.
That does it. You're not just a mother hen, you're the whole chicken yard.
Now, if I'm not there when he phones, he'll cry.
Dobie.
It'll destroy his faith in the entire telephone system. He may never dial again.
Dobie, have I told you lately that you're a drag?
All right, so I worry about Maynard, but I can't help it. I've got a conscience. I've got a duty. I've got responsibilities.
You know what you haven't got?
What?
Me. Sayonara, creep. I'll send you a card on Mother's Day.
Yeah, Caprice, wait. Hey, come back, please. Caprice! Gee, it's getting cloudy. I hope it doesn't rain in Cleveland.
Because if it does, that knothead Maynard won't have sense enough to come in out of it.
You miss him, don't you, dear?
Miss him? I hardly even realize he's gone.
Then why are you reading the out-of-town weather reports?
Because I already read the funnies in the sports section. What else is there? And any more questions?
Well, I miss him, the sweet, lovable dear.
Maynard, you clumsy stupid. Why don't you look where you're...
Oh, it's only you, Dobie.
Only you, Dobie? What does that mean?
Well, it just means...
It means, dear, that for a moment there we thought you were Maynard.
No, you miss him too, huh?
Yes, I certainly do miss him, the sweet, lovable dear.
Yeah, and I feel kind of responsible for him. After all, he spent the best years of my life here in this store. All right, so I miss him too.
I think maybe we shouldn't have been so eager to send him away.
It was for his own good.
True, but it was so abrupt. When you try to kick a habit, shouldn't you do it kind of slow?
Dear, I'm afraid that the shock of being taken away from his old life so quickly may be very bad for him.
True, he was on the ragged edge already.
Well, there's no sense crying over it now. He's moved away with his family, and we couldn't get him back even if we wanted to.
Say, maybe we could. If his family decided he should finish school here and he had a nice place to stay.
And a fine, decent family offered to take care of him.
Oh, no, you don't. Even if I said he could move in here, which I did not, his family would never let him go in a million years.
I just came in from Cleveland by the train, and my mom and dad said they'd be happy as larks if you'd let me come and live with you.
So Maynard moved in with us on a full-time, 24-hour-a-day basis. Now, I didn't expect it to be easy. After all, he's been living with his own family for years, and they're still not used to him. So we were prepared to do a little adjusting.
Dobe, I hope you don't mind sleeping on the floor.
There's no reason to sleep on the floor, Maynard. The bed's plenty big.
I don't know, Dobe. I sleep kind of funny.
Maynard, nobody sleeps that funny.
Maynard.
Maynard.
When I'm in a strange house.
Are you going to play the drums at 4:30 every morning?
Yeah, you're nice people. You deserve it.
This human drumstick has got to go. Dobie.
Breakfast ready. Come and get it.
Morning, Mrs. G. I'm ready.
Well, good morning, Maynard. What kept you?
I had to get dressed when you started calling.
Oh, what a night. If I ever see another bongo drum, I'll smash it.
See, everybody digs my music after they get used to it.
You don't think you're clever.
Where's Dobie?
Oh, we left around 3 or 2 hours ago. Somebody about getting to school so he could catch him in his sleep.
You're kidding.
I am? Hey, Mrs. G, what's for eats?
Well, dear, what would you like? Eggs, hotcakes, toast?
For breakfast?
Well, yes.
Well, I like my usual, namely chow mein, pizza, chili and beans, and celery tonic.
See what I can dig up.
Winnie. Nothing for me. I'm not very hungry this morning.
Mr. G, do you want to know what I like to eat for Sunday breakfast?
No, Maynard.
Okay, I'll tell you. What I like to eat for Sunday breakfast is barbecued spare ribs, fried rice, 2 vanilla malteds, tamales with onions, and a chocolate ice cream soda with diced lamb frosting.
I may never eat again.
Oh, hello, Maynard. I'm looking for Dobie.
He's over at school.
Oh, he wrote me the sweetest note, telling me how I'm the only girl in the world he could ever love. So now I want to find him and tell him we can start going together again.
Well, he telephoned me by telephone and asked me to bring him this here textbook.
Wait a minute, Maynard. Huh? That's not a textbook.
You sure?
Yeah.
Anderson, Amy, Klondike 54232. Blonde, blue eyes, fair dance, eats like a horse, won't let you kiss her goodnight. Yeah, I guess it ain't a textbook. Heckendorf, Emily, Klamath 57811. Redhead, great shape. That's what it says.
Maynard, why don't you try under, shall we say the letter P?
P. That comes after Z, huh?
Read.
Penny Baker, Dolores, 36, 22, 34. Hey, that's a funny phone number.
Sure is.
Hair color changes every week.
No, Maynard, try the next one.
Pringle Caprice.
That's the one.
Yeah. Hey, that's you.
It sure is. Give me that.
Oh, no. Dobe's my roommate. I'm going to protect him.
All right, then, you read it.
Okay, that's different. Pringle Caprice, Klondike 54949. Brunette, good-looking, good shape, but in the wrong clothes, looks kind of happy.
That's hippie, and I'll strangle that creep.
More clinch your hippie ship. A good dancer, good sense of humor, says she won't let you kiss her goodnight until the 5th date, but she's a pushover for a smooth sales talk. Sounds like it's some kind of foreign language. What does it mean?
It means that when you see Dobie, give him this for me.
Oh, hi, Maynard. Any messages for me?
Yeah, from Caprice. She said to give you this. That's okay, Mrs. G.
Well, it's a lovely day, isn't it?
Like beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Like scrumptious.
Delightful.
Like I'm an honored guest and I'm gonna help you clean up.
It may rain.
I always have my mom at home.
Maynard.
She says I'm the most helpless person she ever saw.
That's what I'm afraid of. Dear, aren't you supposed to be in class with Dobie this morning?
Oh, no more, Mrs. G. I flunked that class. Ain't you lucky?
Oh, boy. Well, in that case, let's first shake out these blankets and sheets.
Yes, my leader.
Crumbs, peanut shells!
I kind of got hungry during the night. Also, I got cold.
Maynard.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, in the first place, you don't have to come over here every time that I talk to you.
Okay, Mrs. G.
And in the second place, you don't have to jump on the bed every time you go from one side of it to the other.
That's okay, Mrs. G. I like it.
Oh, Maynard, are you sure that you flunked that class in school at all? What a foolish question. Of course you did. Now, we are going to fold these blankets, and later I will sweep the floor.
Yes, right, ma'am.
Maynard, I have a wonderful idea.
Whatever you say, my captain.
Why don't you go downstairs and help Mr. Gillis in the store?
Who do you think sent me up here? Welcome to Gillis Grocery, Mrs. Kenny, your customer ship.
Maynard, you're working here?
Yeah, like true.
Like by.
No, Mrs. Kenny. I'll be good. See, I'm staying with the Gillises, bless their little hearts, and I want to show I dig their kindness by helping with the work. Work?
All right, I'll take a chance, Maynard, but watch it. Give me 5 pounds of potatoes. And,
Oh, maybe better skip, Mrs. K. I mean, with all that weight your husband's packing around.
What?
No offense, but fat.
Maynard, I'm going to wring
Here
your
at the
neck.
Gillis Grocery, we believe in the personal touch. I mean, you don't want to see your husband get any more pleasingly plump than already he is. Last night he couldn't get in the telephone booth. Boy, is he fat.
Give me those potatoes.
Okay, Mrs. Kenny, cash, no charge.
Now, wait a minute.
Mr. Gillis says we gotta watch you like a hawk because you're one of the biggest deadbeats in the whole neighborhood.
Good morning, Mrs. Kenny, and how is my favorite little customer this morning?
Who's the deadbeat, you
What?
cheap chiseler?
Huh?
Are you
Oh!
From now on, I shop at Brentage's, where they treat me like a lady.
You? Oh, come now. We're very happy to serve you here at Gillis Grocery. Oh, I'm starting to like this world of big business. What do I do next?
What is there left for you to do, Maynard? You and I are going to have a talk.
Hey, what do you want to learn, Mr. G?
Daddy was only trying to help out.
Help me out of the grocery business, that's what.
I goofed again, huh?
Well, I wouldn't exactly say goof.
I would.
And so would I.
I was just trying to be part of the team, but I guess I just don't fit. I mean, that's what always happens. Whenever there's a round hole, I'm the square pig.
Maynard, that's Peg, and you know we love you. It's just that you're a, well, shall we say a trial?
Shall we say pain in the neck?
Maynard, dear.
No, I'm going to pack my other sneakers and go back to my folks. I'm a pain in the neck to them, too, but they got to love me. My father looked up in the law books. I mean, he checked.
Yeah, probably better that way, Maynard.
I'm afraid it is, dear.
You bet it is, dear.
I'll telephone your folks in Cleveland and tell them that you're on your way.
Why call them in Cleveland, Mrs. G?
No offense, dear, but if you're on your way, they need a little warning.
No, I mean, they ain't in Cleveland. They're right here in town.
What?
They moved back?
Yeah, around 5 or 4 days ago.
You've been mooching off us all this time?
Without even trying to go home?
My folks had a hard life, so I thought I'd give them a little vacation.
You got a point.
Like, thank you.
But we need a vacation, too. Maynard,
Maynard, I am going to wring your neck.
I got a much better idea.
What?
Well, since my folks ain't in Cleveland, that means they're right here in town. That means I can go home. Good thinking?
No offense, but...
Good thinking.
Good thinking. Maynard, what are you doing here this time of night?
Waiting for you.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, Maynard, but Caprice and I are back together again. We're going to go twist at the Peabody Lounge. Come on, Caprice.
Okay, go ahead. I'll probably be right by myself.
Maynard.
I mean, you two young people have fun. I mean, if I get in any kind of trouble or I get lost, I'll call my folks instead of you. But I expect they won't be home.
Well, Dobie, who's it going to be, Maynard or me?
Caprice, I love you.
And I love my petrified frog and my guppies.
Well, Dobie?
Caprice, let me put it like this.
No, let me put it like this. Goodbye.
Cheer up, good buddy. You still got me.
I'm afraid so, Maynard. I'm afraid so. Whereas I'm the son of a plain, simple grocer, Herbert T. Gillis. But does Samantha care that she's from the upper crust and I'm from the hoi polloi? Of course she doesn't. And why doesn't she? Because she doesn't know. And why doesn't she know? Because I lied to her.
Dobie, are you sure you're the sort of boy I should be singing with?
But of course.
It would be just awful if I found myself getting in with the wrong crowd.
Disastrous.
Then you are socially acceptable.
Utterly.
And from a fine old family.
We were at the dock when those greenhorns got off the Mayflower.
I must say, it's odd Mother couldn't find your family in the book.
Of course we're in the book. Klamath 51486.
I mean the book, the social register.
Yo, that book.
You're not listed.
Yo, we're listed all right, but we're so social it's an unlisted listing.
Did worry me. You seem a pleasant enough boy.
Oh, delightful.
But one never knows. Supposing you turned out to be some shoddy, seedy, tacky nonentity.
You rang?
Heavens, what's that?
Are you kidding, girl? I'm Dope's oldest and closest and dearest good buddy in the whole world.
Surely you jest. Dobie, can this be true?
He's an eccentric rich millionaire.
Dope, can you lend me 15 cents?
Yeah. See, never carries a cent, just like Rockefeller.
Because I'm going to take a bus home if your dad doesn't show up soon with a truck.
Your father drives a truck.
It's the gardeners. Our rolls broke down.
Dobie, exactly what does your father do?
Herbert T. Gillis? Oh, he has a
gross contempt for people who toil for a living.
Naturally.
Yes.
But what does he do?
Like I said, he has a
growing number of large corporations of every description.
Well, describe one. When you walk into your father's place of business, what do you see?
Well, mostly it's like rows and rows of
canny speculators waiting for Dad to give him a signal.
Come on, dog, let's go.
Oop, there's my ride.
Maynard, watch what you're doing. Look out for those tomatoes.
Tomatoes?
Tomatoes. Dad grows them as a hobby in the hothouse behind the 2 swimming pools. Is that a golden girl or is that a golden girl? But you know what it takes to take out a golden girl? Gold. Lots and lots of gold. And to find all that gold, where does one look? Well, fortunately, there's always that little pot at the end of the rainbow.
Dobie?
It's okay, Dad. I was just browsing.
Browsing for what?
$20.
$20?
Dad, it's a matter of life or death.
Yeah, yours. You try getting away with $20.
Dad, I'll put in an IOU.
I already got IOUs from you, enough to last me till 1994.
Dad, I honestly, absolutely need that 20 for the spring prom.
A college dance for $20? Where are they holding it, at Fort Knox?
Dad, it's not just the tickets. There's the corsage and the taxi and the midnight supper. Samantha expects those things.
And who is Samantha?
The girl I'm taking. You saw her on campus today.
Oh, yeah, the one that looks like a horse.
Like a thoroughbred, Dad, and she is. Samantha's a rich, beautiful heiress.
How about that, huh? Here I am, just an ordinary Joe, trying to hack it out in a corner grocery store, yet my son takes heiresses to proms, to and fro in taxis, buys them corsages, midnight suppers.
Yeah, that's America, Dad.
You're right, boy, and I'm not going to stand in your way. I am going to help you out.
Ah, you're a peach,
with a
Dad.
little very good advice. If you need $20, go out and earn it.
Not go to the prom? Don't be ridiculous.
But it's just another dance, my sweets. Surely you've been to dozens of them.
Hundreds. I adore dancing.
Yeah, the same old music.
I love old songs.
The same old familiar faces.
Not to me. I just enrolled here.
And then after the dance, inevitably, we'll find ourselves having a bite in some dreary little place.
Not us. We'll go to the Golden Bear.
The Golden Bear?
I hear their caviar is just heaven.
Caviar?
Black caviar with blenny. It's a Russian dish.
Do you think at a time like this we should be eating Russian dishes?
Dancing always gives me such an appetite.
Goodbye, Samantha.
Dobie, you're not leaving. It's so early.
I suddenly remembered I've got to get to work. Let's face it, there's just no way I can make $20 in one day. I mean, without maybe stealing a Picasso from some museum. No one person can make that much honestly. But 2 persons could, maybe. Especially if the second person was such a good friend to the first person that he'd make him a personal loan.
I won't do it.
Maynard.
I mean, I'd lend you the money gladly without interest or cholesterol.
Yeah, Maynard, that's collateral.
But work to earn it first.
Maynard, it's just one day's work.
Work? Oh, Dobe, those used to be habit for me.
Not this job. Read the sign. Wanted, for Wednesday only, 2 personable, efficient young men at Eta Theta sorority open house. $10 each.
Ooh, those sorority houses are like crawling with girls.
You won't help me.
Nope.
Maynard, I'm shocked. Who's been your best friend ever since we were little tiny babies?
You, good buddy.
And who taught you how to tie your shoe?
You, good buddy.
And who taught you how to dial the telephone?
You, good buddy.
And who taught you...
That's about all I know how to do, Dobe.
Well, you wouldn't have known that much if it hadn't been for me. And now I ask you for one little favor, and what do you say?
So long, ex-good buddy.
Here we are, Mrs. Osborne, ready for work.
Work?
Maynard.
You advertised for 2 efficient young students, and they sent you these peasants?
I'm afraid so, Mrs. Osborne.
Ah, shocking. All right, Gillis and Dreggs.
That's Krebs, your dragon ship.
Silence! As national chairwoman of the alumni of Eta Theta, I am here today to see that this open house is a brilliant success. Well, naturally, my presence here assures that.
Oh, it does, Mrs.
But
Osborne.
everything else must be ticky-boo. Now, at the proper time, you will serve a buffet supper. In the meantime, you are to circulate the refreshments in a decorous manner.
Oh, Mrs. Osborne, would you excuse me? I think I hear the guests arriving.
Lady fingers.
Oh, keep yourselves unobtrusively in the background, you nasty boys. We have invited the most prominent co-eds on the campus, hoping to induce them to join our sorority, and that is why it is particularly important that you perform your duties discreetly, quietly, and unobtrusively. Now, do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't.
Well, understand this. Under no circumstances are you to venture to the 2nd floor where the girls have their sleeping quarters. Because if you do, you will be expelled from the college.
Why would we want to go upstairs? There's nothing but girls up there.
Refreshments, mademoiselle.
Thank you.
May I recommend the petit fours?
Merci.
Maynard, easy does it. Just be calm and cool and collected.
Oh, hi, Samantha. Oh, I'm so glad you were able to come.
Just calm and... Samantha?
What a charming room. Come in and get acquainted. Oh, Donna, where are those waiters with those refreshments?
It's Samantha, all right. If she sees me working here as a butler, I'm doomed.
How come you buttle real good?
Samantha despises people who work. She thinks I'm a rich playboy.
Okay, I'll serve the pretty threes.
Maynard, that's petty fours, and she thinks you're an eccentric millionaire.
So I buttle for kicks.
You're not that eccentric.
Don't you lackeys, there's work to be done.
Mrs. Osborne, we have to leave right now.
Now?
It's an emergency. Could we please have our money?
Before you have completed your miserable chores?
We'll come back another time and work like dogs for you. We'll scrub floors.
You were hired to serve refreshments and later on a buffet supper. And unless you perform the duties for which you were hired, not only will you not be paid, but I will report you to the dean. And if your marks are what I think they are...
Mine are. Dobe's too.
Then you do not wish to be reported to the dean.
Not me. Dobe neither.
Then get busy and serve.
Eta Theta is my first choice. That is, if I'm asked to join.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that.
I hear you have a marvy crowd.
All the big wheels on campus.
Samantha, wouldn't you care for a bite of something? I'd adore some hors d'oeuvres.
Waiter! Waiter! Hors d'oeuvres, please.
Yeah, sorry, not my table.
Sir!
Oh, would you please lower that tray?
Thank you.
Don't leave.
No, we think of Eta Theta as the family sorority.
Really?
A cup of tea, Samantha. Love it.
Some tea, please.
You see, Grandmums founded the Radcliffe chapter.
Did she?
So, of course, Meta was an Eta Theta. And later, my sister Greta.
At what school? Decatur. Oh, cream or lemon? Cream, please. Sugar. 2 lumps, please.
Oh, man, I'm bushed. All this spooking
Maynard,
around
it's just one day's work.
Work? Oh, Dope, I don't mind it. I mean, I do mind it, but it ain't worth it for some snooty chick, especially when her name is Salamander.
Maynard, that's Samantha.
No offense, good buddy, but can't you, like, lose her?
Lose that golden girl, that thoroughbred?
So you'll find another chick who looks like a horse.
Yes, we'd love to show you the kitchen, Samantha.
Oh, man, you're dead.
Not yet. Hey, upstairs.
Don't get explained.
Not if they don't catch us.
I'll be with you in a second, Sally.
Inside.
Hey, it's just a girl's room. How come they don't want fellas to come up here?
Where are you going? I want to change my shoes. Oh, do you have to? I have to. All right, then I'll go with you.
Who needs a broken leg?
Good thinking.
Out the back door. Yeah, quick, under the bed.
I'll just slip into some flats. These tight shoes are murder. Yeah, I know what you mean. I think my flats are under the bed. That's better. Well, let's get back to the party.
Now I know mice feel.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
They tell me they reserve this chapter president. Really? Me? Come along, child. No dormitories at Eta Theta. The girls have lovely rooms.
You're very kind.
Into the closet. Oh, my pleasure. After all, your mother and I will definitely to do.
I read someplace at a picture auction, I think, that one picture's worth 1,000 words. So let me show you a picture of the tight spot Maynard and I were in. Tight? The darn thing was squeezing us to death. Here's the closet where we were hiding. And here's the hallway where Samantha and Mrs. Osborne and an army of girls were marching. We were in terrible danger every minute we stayed there. So there was only one brave, heroic, manly thing to do.
Well, my folks always wanted a girl. How do I look?
Almost perfect, Maynard. There's just one thing wrong.
Oh, my pants showing. I can fix that.
It's not the pants, Maynard.
Well, this dress doesn't do too much for my figure.
It's not your figure either.
Oh, no, Doe. Please, no,
Maynard,
please. It's just
Maynard, it won't hurt a
beard,
bit.
Doe. It's just a little tiny beard, Doe.
Maynard.
Look at all the chicks that got beards. Look at all the ones in the circus.
Maynard,
it
I
took me 2 years to
should
grow
have cut
up.
off my right arm.
Cut it off. No, Doe, look. Instant camouflage.
Maynard.
Look.
Oh, hi, girls. You must be a couple of prospective members. I'm Sally Sawyer, the chapter president. And this is Martha Van Trees. And what are your names?
I'm May. And I'm Doe.
May and Joe. I'll remember. Martha, what do you think? This dress is too dressy for the occasion, isn't it? I'm afraid so. Then I'll change it. Come to think of it, mine's too dressy, too.
Oh, no, it's beautiful, it's beautiful. Don't change a thing.
That's very flattering, but it really isn't right for an afternoon party. Martha, would you bring the brown dress, please? Oh, that's too plain. Bring the blue one. It's so warm down in the living room. I wonder if I'd have time to take a shower.
Oh,
None of you girls.
water's so wet.
The showers are spooky.
So wet. Yes.
What's the matter with you girls?
No, it's just
Well, I think a shower sounds like a wonderful idea.
No.
Showers are murder. I'm afraid we're not going to have the time.
No time.
May, would you be a lamb and zip me? Would you girls care to change anything?
Oh, yes.
Would you care to freshen up? She doesn't need to with her lovely complexion. May, it's Passion's Night. Try some.
Sally, I want to talk to you. Oh, who are these young ladies?
This is May. They're interested in becoming one of us.
Charming. Not exactly the classic mold, but charming. Sally, we have a desperate situation. Ginger ale is running low and pistachio nuts are all gone.
Oh, dear. What can we do? There isn't a grocer in town to deliver at this hour.
Wait a minute. I just thought of something. There is one grocer, Herbert T. Gillis. He'd do anything for $1.
That's him, all right. But, Mrs. Osborne, you don't mean you're going to have Mr. Gillis come over here right now?
At once.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
And pray why not?
Oh, he charges too much. His prices are way out of line. Also, he's mean and rotten. He yells a lot. No offense, no offense.
True, but in desperate situations, we take desperate measures. I'll go call Gillis.
Don't.
What's the matter, girls? Too much excitement?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I know how you feel. Say, I have an idea. Let's go downstairs and join in the sing. There's nothing like a good old sing to soothe the soul. Come on, girls. Well, thank you. I wish boys would learn to do that.
Let's try this hymn once more, and this time everybody sing. A 1, a 2, a 3.
Daughters true of Ada, pledge our hearts to thee. May thy fame grow ever greater, fair sorority.
Fair sorority.
Yoicks, where did you get that note?
From my father.
Now, girls, we'll have a buffet supper shortly, and in the meantime, just relax and enjoy yourselves.
Supper, Maynard, back to work.
Oh.
Where have you been, you nasty boys?
Like here and like there.
Set out this food in the living room immediately.
Hey, Dobe, Samantha's heading this way.
Isn't she beautiful? Back in the kitchen. Again, we were in the soup, but this time the battle conditions had changed. Mrs. Osborne knew that 2 male waiters were somewhere in the house, and if she caught us upstairs, we'd be the soup. What did we do? Did we get dressed up as girls again? That'd be the cowardly way out. And we took it.
Delivery from Kane's Bake Shop. Where do you want it?
Oh, on the table.
Hey, you're cute. I mean you, honey. A little skinny, maybe, but I could go for you. You got a steady boyfriend? Well, how about a date tonight, huh? Oh, the bashful type, huh? But I bet when you get to know a fella, you're a barrel of fun. You like dancing, Baberino? Dreamy waltzes? Rock and roll? Cha-cha!
No.
Hey, baby.
1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. Stop it. 1, 2,
Stop this debauchery.
cha-cha-cha. 1, 2.
I'll see you tonight, kid. Wear something low-cut and slinky.
The idea. An eta-theta Rushi consorting with the lower orders. Have you seen the waiters? No. I mean, two odious boys in waiters' uniform. Well, where are they? Why aren't they serving out there?
Come on, Maynard.
Ain't we due for a coffee break yet? Hey, Dobe?
What?
Samantha just got in line.
What are you doing down there?
Looking for a serving spoon.
Here, Dobe.
Me.
Oh, I hope you look too good.
Okay, so we were trapped again. But this time I wasn't going to make a darn fool of myself by getting disguised as a girl. No, sir. Now, if we went this way with Mrs. Osborne and the girls coming through... that won't work. Well, what about if we climbed down here and... No, that'd take us right past the windows. Aha, I have it. Of course. It's the only way.
Oh, hi, girl.
Dad!
Somebody called up in a hurry and told me to rush right down with this, and what do you mean, Dad?
Like, hi, Mr. G.
Maynard, what are you doing in these girls' clothes?
That's a good question. If you come up with a good answer, tell us.
We're working here.
What is? Hat check girls?
Well, it's a little hard to explain.
Practically impossible.
Yeah, well, never mind. Where did you get these dresses?
Yeah, upstairs.
Well, march right back up there and put them back where you found them.
Dad,
Mr.
look,
G,
March!
Dad.
March on the double! 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, hurry up! Anybody catch you, Miss G? All right, which room is it?
In here, Dad.
Okay, get in there and get out of these things and fast.
Dad, we
We can't, Mr. G. They'll kick us out of school.
Yeah.
What, for not wearing girls' clothes? What kind of a kooky college is this? Come on, get in there.
Carry on, girls. Search every room. I'm sure I saw a man go up the back stairs.
Oh, Dobe, let's just give up, huh?
No. Come on, Dad. Into the closet.
Into the closet? Are you out of your cotton picking mind?
Dad, you want a college man in the family, don't you?
A college man, yeah, but this is ridiculous.
Into the closet.
Carry on, girls. Carry on. Search. Oh, girls, have you seen a man up here?
How'd you do?
I'm Mrs. Chatsworth Osborne, Sr., your hostess. You're one of the girls' mothers, I presume? Oh, yes, of course. I see the resemblance. But wouldn't you care to come downstairs and have a bit of supper with us?
Oh, Charles!
Your slip is showing.
So the golden girl, Samantha Digby's lost to me forever and ever. And my dad's been barred from the campus forever and ever. And the dean's put me on probation forever and ever. But the worst thing of all didn't happen to Dad, or to me. It happened to Maynard.
Go! Go, you wretched, low-born creatures, and never let me clap these aristocratic eyes on you again.
Babe, Reno, I'm here. I don't care what you do to me. I don't care what anybody does. I found my love at last, and nobody can take her from me. Come, my tiger. Though the whole world may be against us, we will dance, dance,
How do you do?